Hey y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. All right, now I admit I have a bias against this next story, so I'm going to tell you right now, I'm already wired to hate this story.
Okay, good. That's how we still want to start a show.
Yeah, so I hate this story, but yet there's a member of this show that's going to love this story, and I can't really say she's wrong, but Vicky's very wrong about this and shouldn't love this. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay, there we go.
All right, now I'm very curious.
You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Let's go.
There's a Las Vegas neighborhood that has streets named after Pokemon characters. Yeah, see, I told you. This is Vicky loves this, and of course, it's really dumb, and no one should love it.
It'll make me want to go to Vegas now.
Yeah.
At least you remember what street somebody's on.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to like Jones Way.
Yeah, so this is Jigglypuff and Charmander. Charmander, thank you.
I was saying, I only know a couple of Pokemon names, and one of them's Jigglypuff.
You got that down?
Then there's Pokemon, right?
No.
Squidward.
Yeah,
No.
Squidward. Yeah, Squidward, right.
Squiggly Pants?
No, Squidward is from SpongeBob.
What still has something?
Squirtle.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Do you want to live on Jigglypuff Road or Charmander Boulevard?
If I'm one of the gentlemen's clubs, I definitely want our street to be,
all right.
Hey, come over to Spearmint Rhino. We're on Jigglypuff Road.
That's it. I guess that's the only time you might go for it.
Definitely don't want to be on Squirtle Road.
Here's Andrea. She's a construction manager at Harmony Homes, LLC, and she's telling us why she's an idiot. I mean, why she decided to name the streets this way.
It's really, really hard to name streets in this town. And my boys, I have a 14-year-old and an 11-year-old, and they are obsessed with Pokemon. So that's where I got the idea from. When I hear Jigglypuff, I giggle when I hear it. So it's like, I guess when you're coming home from work and you had a bad day, you have to turn on Jigglypuff. That kind of makes you smile.
Oh, all right. I really thought she was a fan herself, so she's doing it for her kids. I suppose that's a little better.
How dare she do something fun for her children?
Yeah, that's a little better.
You don't have to live on the street if you don't want to, man.
Yeah.
So is that all we have to do is just make friends with a home developer to get streets named after us?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, let's make this happen.
Because I know in the development that we live in, which was a new development, and it was a new street, they just named the street. And it took forever for it to show up on GPS because it's like, hey, we live on this street. And everyone, I remember when we first ordered a pizza when we first moved in, and the people called and like, we don't know where that is. And it was taking people to some other random street that wasn't that street.
Oh,
so
yeah.
then I had to walk them through it. Eventually it ended up showing up, but that's when I thought, I'm like, do they just make these streets up and not let anyone know?
Did they even consult you guys? Did you get to vote for Migsy Way?
No, but thankfully that was what it was called.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's part of why we moved there.
Oh, that was a happy coincidence.
It's Migsy Place.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, Danny.
Yeah, I guess you can just name the. I don't know if the town has anything to say about it.
I gotta imagine that the city's got to approve it first.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe Vegas we got better things to worry about. Let's name it Squirtle all you want.
Yeah, Vegas. Yeah, I don't think Vegas can judge.
It's like whatever. We're in the middle trying to bring the Oakland A's here. Squirtle.
Yeah, whatever.
Squirtle Boulevard sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
By the way, Vegas, do you really want to bring the Oakland A's there?
Yes.
I mean, all right, if you want to. So there you go, Las Vegas neighborhood naming their streets after Pokemon characters.
Way better than I remember when I lived in Linwood. I lived like on 65th Avenue, and then the next street was 65th Place.
Oh.
And it was so annoying because constantly people were like, "Hey, dude, I'm outside your house." I'm like, "No, you're probably outside our neighbor's house." or like I would constantly have to drop off packages for the person at 65th Place, and you're like, "Come on, why do we name it pretty much the exact same thing a block apart?"
Yeah, you and I grew up. Well, you did grow up in a grid type land, but coming from Boston, there's no way you could use those numbers and letters because we didn't have a grid. It was a spoke. It was like a wheel spoke. That's what they say. They claim that those numbers are so that if you have a grid, north, south, east, west, you can easily figure out where you got to go. But I get confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get very confused. Now I'll know, though, it's Jigglypuff Way. We're ready to go.
Yeah, you can make a left on Squirtle, take a right on Charmander.
Yeah.
That'll be the problem is I don't know these names.
No, you'd be like, it's the same problem. I'm just going to leave your package in the middle of the street. Good luck to you.
Somebody says there's a whole housing community in Vegas that's all Star Wars names. There's like Skywalker Lane.
See, now that to me...
Of course, that's cool.
Where is that developer to make comments? That's fantastic.
Yeah, if that's what we're doing, I want wrestling themed ones. I want Macho Man Place.
Okay. I am surprised that doesn't exist
Hulkamania Lane.
How does that not exist somewhere?
The Ultimate Avenue, brother.
Yeah. I mean, or at least a rename wherever the headquarters are for the WWE, right?
Oh, in Connecticut?
Yeah.
We're on Rowdy Roddy Place.
Oh, they should definitely do that. For all the great ones that have passed. Just like rename all the roads.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm up for that. And you know me, I'm not a big wrestling fan, but not Pokemon, okay? Pokemon's for just babies.
Shut up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not like Star Wars.
Well, it's
adult, mature men.
It really is more of us Magic the Gathering players hated Pokemon because it became a lot more popular, and we still thought, this game sucks. We're the ones that made the better game. It's totally, Ricky, you're right. That is totally us. We're just like, F Pokemon. What the hell? We were the better game. Come on. We don't have any, we don't have any Urza's Way anywhere. I'm a little pissed off about that.
Urza's Way?
Well, yeah, it's like one of the big guys in Magic, We don't have any. Yeah, we don't have any of those guys. Come on.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's early. I haven't had my cup of coffee. Clearly, my ignorance is showing.
I mean, come on. We don't have Jace Boulevard. Where's that? We don't have any.
Yeah, where is Jace Boulevard?
Don't have any of that stuff. And the names are a little better than Jigglypuff. I mean, at least they're names you might be able to pronounce. Hey,
I giggle every time I wrote out an address and I had to put my name on Steve Migs on Jigglypuff Way.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny.
Come on.
That would be. Hey, there's a double amputee veteran who just reached the summit of Mount Everest. Oh, another reason for me to feel good about how I can't even reach the summit of this building. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit max.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report today. A very special day.
Oh, wow. That could be a lot of days.
I like turtles.
It's World Turtle Day.
Ah, there we go.
So make sure you show some love for turtles.
Are you sure we want to show that kind of love?
Well, I mean, whatever. Just say hi, turtle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's... I mean, they're having a great time. I hope they enjoy their day the right way.
Might I recommend finding the YouTube video of a turtle hanging out with a croc, a shoe.
Oh, yeah.
It's rather weird, but extremely entertaining because you're like, well, poor turtle doesn't know what it's doing right now, and it's not another turtle that it's doing it to.
Or does it?
Or does it? That's a very good question.
That's what I'd like to do to Crocs, to be honest with you.
Who are we to judge?
I like turtles.
All right, let's talk about this guy. He's a Gurkha veteran by the name of Hari, and he lost both of his legs in Afghanistan. And what he just accomplished is it's remarkable, and it's unbelievable. He just reached the top of Mount Everest, and he doesn't have either of his legs. He's a double amputee, so he lost both of his legs in Afghanistan. And apparently this isn't the only thing that he's done over the time since he's lost his legs. Makes you just realize, hey, we're a bunch of lazy sons of bitches compared to Hari. Here's Hari talking about it.
First thing I did was skydiving, and when I landed safely on the ground, I realized that, you can do the things even you don't have legs. I found that, nothing is impossible. It's just different way of doing the things. Let's try Everest.
And he accomplished it. He says he loves trying new things and reaching his goals despite being a double amputee.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm watching this video trying to see if he actually has, like
prosthetics?
Yeah, any prosthetics at all for that.
I don't know. In the beginning of the clip, it didn't look like he did. Look like he kind of like
so he's
almost
just
like
using
spikes
his arms
or something like that. And perhaps some help from his friends, maybe?
Well, either way, the fact that the guy's getting up there.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that he's got right there, but it almost looks like he's got like these metal spikes.
All right, well, he's got something to help out. I was going to say, because, if you're climbing a mountain, you need some help.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like almost like little spikes to kind of grip into the snow.
All right, then.
Huh. Okay. I mean, I don't know if he had these specially made or if this is like a thing.
Yeah, that good for him, man. Don't know if that actually makes it easier or not, to be honest. I have no clue.
I got to imagine that having no legs is not going to be easier.
Well, I mean,
even with those things.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Trying to say he has an upper hand.
I don't know. He doesn't weigh as much.
Okay.
There's that.
Some of us find this to be very motivating and uplifting and amazing, and here you are trying to find the cheat code.
I feel like
weigh that much. Of course he could do it.
I don't mind giving the guy some credit, but maybe the guy's got an upper.
He's got some spikes on his feet.
He's got an upper hand, even though he's got no legs.
Well, congratulations, Hari. Some of us think what you did was pretty remarkable.
Good job, Hari.
All right, let's talk about this Canadian cyclist who got hurt because, he hit a bear with his bike. And then a few minutes later, the bear came back. The guy's name is Kevin, and here he is talking about what happened.
I always thought, maybe one day I'd hit a deer, right? Never thought it'd be a bear. He starts running across the road, and I just smacked right into him. And then I went flying right over top of him. He's kind of looking over at us. He's sniffing at the air. He's just kind of curious. And then Sam started yelling at the bear, just trying to scare him off.
The best part about this whole story, he's okay. Thankfully, he has a road rash, and he broke his shoulder blade, but he's going to be fine. But I think the best part is that somebody bought him a balloon that says "Get Well," and it's attached to a stuffed bear.
Oh, I love that.
Somebody in his circle of friends has a great sense of humor. And I'd imagine that Kevin does as well.
Yeah. And do we have video? Oh, they don't have video of him hitting the bear?
I wish.
Yeah.
Because at that point when he said that the bear took like a breath of air, I was like, is it cocaine bear? Did he do a line?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd think the bear getting hit by a bike would be like, I'm out. The fact that we come back looking for more of a fight.
I'm a bear. I'd be like, you know what? It's time to take this person out. How dare you hit me? I'm a bear.
Well, all right. So we know the kind of bear you'd be.
A violent bear.
Yeah. All right.
The Mariners, they were a bunch of violent bears last night on
they were.
the soon-to-be Las Vegas A's, the Oakland A's.
Yeah.
11-2, big win for our Seattle Mariners. That was pretty awesome to see. They just kept hitting home runs and hits. And Julio Rodriguez had a nice hit. Kelenic had a couple. Home run that I don't think has landed yet.
Yeah, Kelnick's still playing well. That Caballero kid had a homer.
He had a 3-run homer. Kelnick had 3 RBIs. He had two singles and a home run. That's his 10th on the season. Luis Castillo back in his ways, pitching a good game.
Yeah, had a milestone.
Yes, his 1,000th strikeout.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The place went nuts for that, which I thought was really cool. He was taken aback by just the love from the crowd. But of course, he's our guy.
Yeah, let's hope this rights the ship a little bit. We're hovering around 500. We got to figure this out.
Yes, and up next, they play the A's again, so that's going to help. And Marco Gonzalez is on the mound, so hopefully he can do a little bit better than he did the last time when he played your stupid Boston Red Sox and gave up like 8 runs.
Yeah, I saw Flexen come out of the bullpen, so you wonder. It's like Marco, are you not too long out? Maybe you're going to go to the pen if you can't figure it out.
Oh man, well hopefully tonight a better performance than what he did last time.
Let's do it.
I mean, hell, if he could just not give up 8 runs in 1 1/3 or 1 2/3 innings, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, all right. I think that's fair.
Then that's an improvement. And that's all you look for. It's progression, not perfection. right?
All right.
No? All right. Let's talk about the NHL playoffs. Man, we kept talking earlier before the playoffs started, like, hey, the hot goalie, that's what you want going into the playoffs. And Sergei Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers is that hot goalie. Stopped 32 shots. The Florida Panthers beat the Hurricanes 1-0.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
They have now a 3-0 series lead. But the highlight was there's a PGA golfer. He's like a guy. I'm not big into golf, obviously. But Brooks Koepka.
He's the guy that won the...
yes.
Yeah, he won the latest thing.
Did you see the video of him watching the game? So he's watching the game, and everybody's joking, like, Brooks looks like he had a little booger sugar. His eyes are popping out of his head. He's like pure intensity.
Oh, yeah, dude.
As he's watching this game.
He
like,
has
his eyes
serial killer eyes right there.
Yeah, the entire internet is just going crazy. Like, yeah, congrats to the Panthers. But can we talk about the eyes on Brooks Koepka?
Wow. He must have partied after his big win at Oak Hill.
Someone just said, hey, he's locked in. That's a real sports fan right there.
Well, I guess so.
Focused on the game.
Yeah, it's the kind of guy that was locked in and, had a good golf game.
Next comment on Twitter when someone posted the video. Brooksy's been hitting that booger sugar.
Yeah.
Tonight, Vegas and the Stars, they play. Vegas has got a 2-0 series lead in that one. All these games have been one-goal games. It's been a great Stanley Cup playoffs, especially for the East and West round.
Yeah.
NBA playoffs, well, goodbye to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Denver Nuggets swept them. 113 to 111 was the last game. This is the first time ever that the Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
Wow, I didn't realize the Nuggets have never been to the finals.
How about that, Joe?
Oh, it was a tough game, guys.
Oh, yeah, Joe does like the Lakers.
Or LeBron.
Is LeBron done now? Is that the story?
He has been sending out rumors that he might want to retire, but I thought he was waiting for his son to come into the league.
Yeah, his post-game press conference was sort of like, I don't know. I got some thinking to do.
No, I heard he's going to retire, and then in a couple months he's going to start playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I could be wrong.
All right. Why not? Why not? That seems to be a good thing people
Tom
do.
Brady, you hear that? He struck a deal with Mark Davis to be a part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Really?
Is he buying his way into being their quarterback?
Wow, that's fascinating.
Especially since he's going to be like a TV guy. Like he's going to be doing stuff on Fox.
Yeah.
So is he going to be biased towards the Raiders?
All right, then.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm. Tom, good for you. Do what you got to do.
Tonight you got Miami taking on Boston in the NBA playoffs, and Miami's up 3-0.
Let's see if Jason Tatum is the best player in the world.
I just love how now we're like obsessed with Jason Tatum, all because of that one time where your son said he's not that good of a player, even though he was 4th in MVP voting this season.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He hasn't done much in the playoffs, has he, Joe, against the Heat?
Well, after I talked all that smack, he scored 51 points.
Yes.
And then he's lost 3 straight games since then. So
there's no I in team.
That's right.
Yeah. There's only I in win.
It's just when you say stuff like that, though, it almost just motivates everyone else to want to just make you look silly.
Yes.
And boy, Jimmy Butler is definitely making the Celtics look silly.
Weather, 66 degrees is going to be our high. Some clouds, thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, Electrical, Septic, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
There you go, buddy. So we've worked it all out. Go Mariners.
That was fun to turn on the game, and it was like 8-0.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Thank you, Mariners.
Yeah, let's
this is
hope.
What you should do to the A's.
Let's hope that these guys are just starting something and people start hitting, because we got a lot of guys who they're not hitting the way they're supposed to be. Ty France is down. It's just guys you count on. You're like, wow, and you got to step it up, boys.
Yes.
So.
And if we win, it will be 500, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
So it'll be 24-24. How about those Oakland A's? They're 10-39.
Dude, I know. That's really. You are supposed to have a game the way the Mariners had a game last night against a team like Oakland. You really are. They're just a pathetic team. It's sad to say. Are they
the worst team in baseball?
Ooh.
They're the worst team in the American League.
Yeah, how are the Reds doing?
The Reds have 20 wins.
The Reds
have 10 more wins. They're 20-27.
All right, so are they the worst? Is anybody else in the National League? Wow, look at that.
Yeah, the National League, the worst teams have 20 wins at worst.
Wow, that is really, really bad.
The Royals have 14 wins, so they're like the next worst team.
Yeah, wow.
And then the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah. And what did you say? We have 25 wins?
We have 23.
Yeah, so we have 23. Everyone is really, it's not as, crazy. Outside of the Tampa Bay Rays and maybe the Braves, everybody else is close. And even the worst teams are like you said, have 20 wins. And then you have the A's that are just really, really bad. Yeah. They're as bad as the Rays are good.
They're just trying to help all the other teams out before they leave Oakland.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Glad you're in our division because we play the A's more than anybody outside the division plays them. So that's nice.
True.
So that's cool. All right, well, yesterday, Steve, he also had some issues like the Oakland Athletics. He got this one wrong.
What country is known as the Emerald Isle?
Country. I'm going to go with France.
No.
Italy.
No.
Germany.
No.
Oh, sir, the Emerald Isle. You're thinking green, baby. Got to think Irish.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where were you before I was asked that question?
Well, I was right here, but I can't cheat like that for you. Yes, it was Ireland. That is the answer. You want a shot at beating Steve? All right. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs. We'll do it at 648 on the Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
My name is Miranda Beckner, and I'm a Pima Medical student. I have always had the support from Pima Medical. Now I'm way more confident. They care about my success. I want my kids to know that anything in life is possible. I'm going to school to provide something better for them. I feel like I have the world in the palm of my hands.
Learn hands-on medical skills and life skills to start your healthcare career with confidence.
You can do this too. Start now at pmi.edu.
Hey, y'all, it's Garth, the Big 615. You're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. That's the thing we call the Big 615.
Download the free TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. Or ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Have you been in an accident that wasn't your fault? Feeling overwhelmed and unsure what to do next? Look no further. The personal injury attorneys at Phillips Law Firm are here to help. Phillips Law Firm understands that accidents can turn your life upside down. That's why they're dedicated to fighting for the compensation you deserve and to making the process as stress-free as possible. Don't wait any longer. Call now, 1-800-JUSTICE, or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Avenged Sevenfold is coming to the Tacoma Dome. Not too. I mean, before you know, it's going to be October 2nd.
Oh, great!
Yeah, sorry, man. I know I've already gone through summer, and you haven't had time.
We skipped all of summer, and now it's the day before my birthday.
Yeah, sorry, pal. And the day before your birthday, they decided, let's have a big show for Steve. Avenged Sevenfold. They planned the whole thing.
Oh, I know. I've always wanted to see Avenged Sevenfold on the day before my birthday.
Yeah, I mean, you keep saying that for years. I've known you,
dude. Actually, they're so great live, man. That's going to be a great show.
All right, now I know people want tickets, and you know what? We got your tickets, and it's really simple. All you got to do is just listen. That's all you have to do. That's how you get an opportunity to win these tickets. Just log into KISW. You can do it one of two ways. Log in on the Odyssey app, AUDACY, Odyssey, or log in on KISW.com. And then, Steve, what is it? You got a ticket every time, what?
The more you listen, the more chances you get. Every hour, you get a new entry to win these tickets. And you get to be in the pit, so that's pretty awesome.
I feel like that's really simple.
Yep.
All right. You might need more info, even though it's very simple. But if you do, go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs?
Not me.
I know Joe from Federal Way is. Joe, are you there?
Oh, Joey.
Yep, I'm here.
There he is.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Joe has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
All right.
Nice.
What Latin word does the phrase horn of plenty come from?
Cornucopia.
Yes. Who played Clarice in the 90s thriller The Silence of the Lambs?
Joey Foster?
Yes.
Nice.
What video game was the first ever to be played in space?
Asteroids?
No.
Galaga?
No.
Is Pac-Man?
No. How many U.S. states border the Pacific Ocean?
Sorry, what was that?
How many U.S. states border the Pacific Ocean?
5.
Yes. The sitcom Malcolm in the Middle aired on what network?
CBS.
No.
ABC?
No.
Pass.
What is the name of the cat in The Simpsons?
Pass.
Man.
A snail can sleep for how many years?
5?
No.
10?
No.
69?
Nice.
No. The flag of Belgium is red, yellow, and what other color?
Black.
Yes. Okay, and with that, you get 4 correct.
I don't know about these questions, man.
What do you mean?
I don't know about these questions. These were
He
tough.
got to 8 questions. He answered 4 of them correct.
And I would like to say this, Dota. I would like to say that the space one could be interpreted 2 ways.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, what was the first game played in space? Meaning, was it a space theme? I know what you meant, like they played it in space.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if he says Space Invaders, I'm right.
No.
That's the first game, I believe, that was actually a space-themed
I thought
game.
that was just a clever response. I didn't.
Yeah, I thought he was just being fun.
Yeah.
Thinking that would be really cool.
I know. I was kind of like, did he think maybe that's what you were looking for? It's a tough one.
No, only you would have thought that.
You know what, man? If you're going to be this way, maybe, you know what? You just realize I'm right.
Okay, sure. Steve, are you ready?
No idea what I walked in on.
Yeah, I'm not happy with the I'm not happy with the questions.
for the
I'm just
best.
Oh, are you?
I'm not happy with them.
Sari not doing it good.
No, she doesn't get called Sari when she's in trouble.
Oh, okay. It's Sarasvati.
My full name.
She gets called Dota.
Whatever. What Latin word does the phrase horn of plenty come from?
Horny?
Yeah, that's it. You're
No.
horny, Sir Caesar.
I don't even know. Let's go pass on that one.
Wow.
Who played Clarice in the 90s thriller?
Jodie Foster.
Yes.
Hello, Clarice.
What video game was the first ever to be played in space?
I'm going to go Space Invaders.
No.
Yes, baby.
Asteroids.
No. Lord.
You made me win.
Pac-Man?
No. How many U.S. states border the Pacific Ocean?
I missed it for 3.
No.
5.
Yes. The sitcom Malcolm in the Middle aired on what network?
Fox.
Yes. What is the name of the cat in The Simpsons?
Krusty.
No.
Heathcliff.
No.
Toonses.
No. A snail can sleep for how many years?
I'm going to go 69.
No.
10?
No.
5.
No. The flag of Belgium is red, yellow, and what other color?
Red, yellow, and black.
Yes. Beanie Babies were first introduced in what decade?
80s.
No.
70s.
No.
90s.
Yes.
Good job.
In the popular 80s song, what was Jenny's phone number?
867-530-99.
Janet.
I just wanted to hear you sing it. You get 6 correct, Steve, which is a win.
Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, Joe.
You got robbed by
That's
horrible
okay.
questions, man.
That's okay. I'm 1-1. I'm better than the Mariners.
All right. Oh, wow.
You are
That's sweet.
500.
Yeah, you
yeah.
are 500. All right, play again then, Joe. I want to see what happens in the rubber match. I am normally not happy with your victory, but literally you had your first guess is what I fought Sarah over with about this. The question about a game in space. I knew it would be
what
misunderstood.
Ask what Steve meant. I think he was just being fun as well.
Yeah. What was
when I said what video game was first ever to be played in space? What do you think?
What
meant?
were you trying to think of?
A video game that was played in outer space.
Yes.
So I went with Space Invaders.
Yeah,
It's a video game.
In other words, the theme of the game was outer space. Like that's the game. Like the game.
No, I thought they were in like a spaceship in Mars.
Thank you.
No. What do you mean? There's no spaceship in Mars. Steve, what the question is like...
Don't try and lead the witness, BJ.
No, I think you're... all right, so her question is, what was the first game that was played by people who were in space, like astronauts?
Yes.
Well, what do you... In Mars? There's nobody in Mars.
I was just using that as an example. Gosh.
Oh, no, the first... No, okay, so you...
No, yeah, I thought they were in another... They left Earth, actually physically were in space, and thought it would be funny to play Space Invaders in space.
Thank you.
Oh, all right, fair enough. No, okay.
Yeah, that's right. My question was amazing, even though no one got it right.
It was Tetris.
It was.
BJ kept thinking that it was the one that was
space-themed game.
Well, because nobody guessed
figured...
Tetris, so that's why I figured, okay, they must be thinking the wrong
Why would
thing.
I guess Tetris?
Because that's the answer. That's why you're guessing. I'm sorry. Don't know why you would guess the answer. I mean, Jesus.
Well, if I don't know the answer, why am I going to guess it?
Why would you guess Space Invaders?
Because it's funny. If I was an astronaut, I would play Asteroids, Space Invaders. I'd play all games that were based in space.
And you know how the way I knew that you were tracking with Sarah is because your last guess was Pac-Man. So I was like, okay, he's not thinking that.
No, that I was like, all right, let me just throw out like a serious.
I thought maybe you
answer.
thought Pac-Man was in space because it was a black screen. Maybe Steve thinks Pac-Man was running around in space lanes.
Although someone texted and said, for once, I'm on BJ's side.
Thank you.
That's the one and only text you're going to get.
That texter is Texter of the Year. Give them all the prizes.
I also appreciate how you knew that answer, too.
Well, that's why I thought maybe they were misunderstanding, because I did know it was Tetris, because I remember the story.
Just because you know it doesn't mean that everybody knows it.
Well, listen, I agree with you. Not everybody's on my level.
A horn of plenty means cornucopia.
You know
Joe
that
got
word.
that correct.
Do you know that word?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He does now.
It was the first. It was the first fruit played in space. Cornucopia.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody know the
That's
cat
right,
in the
so
Simpsons?
big ass horn is and all the stuff. It's
Yeah.
Big ass horn.
Gotcha.
Horny, yeah.
Horny. Dude, I had no idea where that question was going. I was like, you know what's best is just abandon ship. Abandon ship.
The Simpsons cat is Snowball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And a snail can sleep for how many years?
I don't know how we would know this. Is there a way we could figure this out?
It's just 3. So it's not as exciting or thrilling as 69.
No,
But
I hate that question. I'm just saying.
I think it's kind of fascinating. They just can sleep for 3 years.
Oh, I think it's fascinating too, but how are we ever supposed to know that?
You 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you know what, daughter? If I asked you that question before you knew it, you'd be like, I don't know.
Well, that's like saying, how would you know Tetris?
Yeah.
Well, because I read the news story.
Well, okay. What if I read a news story about snails and their sleep patterns?
Yeah, well, good for you. That's why you need a hint.
Just because you get it. So if you get it right, it's a good question. But if you get it wrong, you're like, I don't like that question.
I'm not saying you should have got Tetris right. You had to read the story. I'm just saying you could have misinterpreted, thinking that what game was that a space theme game is all.
But how much does that suck if you're a snail? Like you fall asleep like on the sidewalk and for 3 years. There's no guarantee someone's not going to step on your ass.
But that snail got to sleep through the pandemic,
unless it got stepped on.
Yeah, well,
then it died
at that point, it didn't matter. It's like, but who's out stepping on snails when no one's going out during the pandemic? He should have been fine.
Well, there were people still walking around the streets.
That is a good point. There were a lot more people walking. Yeah,
I also
good
would
chance
hope
for.
they knew they were about to fall asleep, so they wouldn't be in the middle of the
that is a
sidewalk.
good point.
You know?
She does have a
Maybe
good point.
They don't just randomly fall asleep. I don't think.
Hopefully they go to a place where, they're rightly camouflaged. Unless it's the dumb snail. He's like, hey, you know what? I didn't make it. I really didn't plan this well.
Do we know where snails like to typically sleep? Like, do they have a spot?
Yeah.
Maybe like in a tree.
In a tree, okay. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They dig a hole in the dirt, maybe underneath a picnic bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little snail box.
Okay.
Yeah, make a little box and they just put a snail in there. And maybe a little snail hotel.
That's already tough enough for them. They move so slow.
So
That's true.
slow.
Yeah. That's why they sleep for 3 years. They do everything slow.
They get tired.
Yeah, they do.
Fast.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's like it just took me a week to get it. Took me a week just to go 2 inches. Time for a 3 hour, 3 day.
I get fired about getting like 7 hours of sleep. That's 3 hours. I mean, 3 years.
Yeah. But then you got stepped on and you woke up.
That would suck.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right, well, I think we did a great job, didn't we? No, thanks, Danny. We got a new segment on the show where, you know what? We, as we've shown our wisdom, can help you. Yeah, we can help you out. You got a relationship problem, you got a problem at work, you got anything else where you need advice, and Steve does not care how dumb it is. He likes it, actually. The dumber, the better. We're here for you. 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted. And yeah, benefit from all of our years of therapy, and we can help you out. We'll do that at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Yeah, man, we have been getting phone calls for years, man. Texts, calls, messages from Rockaholics wanting our advice, and we thought, you know what, man, we should do a whole segment on this because we don't ever get to all of them.
Yeah, and yesterday was a fun one, I tell you.
Yeah, it was.
I think this is the first time ever that I actually went home and had to share the story with my wife.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you won't believe this story that we had.
I forgot the story. Which one were you talking about?
The guy who's a nanny.
Oh, the nanny and then marrying the kid he babysat and nannied.
I thought you won't believe this, babe.
Yeah.
Yesterday we have a text from a guy who was a babysitter to a girl.
Yeah.
Then now he's dating her, and she's like, okay, well, was he a teen? I'm like, no, that's the crazy part. Turns out
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is US EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
He's 40-something. She's 18. Mom and dad are pissed. BJ went off on him. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, again, when you're a nanny or a manny, you're there when they're like pretty much like toddlers, at least, maybe even infants.
Well, he said he was I think I saved it just because we do have an update from your son about him. Yeah, he was the nanny from when she was 6 years old.
Yeah, that's...
and then he's like, well, we're in love. And you're like, you should not be in love with this person. And,
yeah.
Well, Joe, we tried to get the guy on the phone. He kept texting us.
Yeah.
And Joe has an update.
Okay, Joe?
Unfortunately, the teenage teenage love interest is not willing to be on the phone, as it turns out.
Oh, the girl, you mean the girl?
Yes, but the guy did say that she may be open to couples therapy.
Yeah, well, the message wasn't even for her. She's 18 years old.
I do love that she's the one that's just like, I don't want to go on the radio about this.
Yeah.
Let's go on the radio about this.
I never asked for her to be on the radio. I never even talked to her. I'm not even talking to her. I know it's going to sound condescending, but when you're 18, I'm sorry, you're very, very young. Your brain's still got more growing to do. We know that. We know that through science. So an 18-year-old might not be the person that can really make decisions that are going to affect the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years of their life, especially when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
This is no.
Yeah.
It's the 45. Was he 48?
He was in his 40s. I can't remember exactly.
That's the dude I want to talk to.
And she's 18.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Again, people can get mad at me when I talk about staying in your lane and everything, but society does play a big part on the harmony of individuals. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it is. And right now, society doesn't look too kindly on somebody his age being with somebody her age, and that will have a factor, including when your own parents are not happy about it.
Well, and also you were a babysitter, nanny, as he called her, from when she was 6 years old. So 12 years later, then you start a relationship with this person. It's kind of and if you just say I'm in my 40s, I met an 18-year-old, we'd be like, okay, good luck to you. That seems like that's a massive age difference. But throw in the fact that you also helped raise this 18-year-old back when she was 6.
Yeah,
adds a little bit of a weirdness to it.
It is very, very
or a
weird.
lot of bit of a weirdness to it.
Yeah, you're going to be in your 60s when she's in her 30s. It's just like, really? Okay.
So unfortunately, we weren't able to get him on because she put her foot down.
Yeah, well, and it's not about her. He should have come on anyway. It doesn't matter what she has to say. I don't care about talking to her because, again, she's a young person. She's probably going to hate me. People are going to hate me. But when it comes to something like this, I just don't think she's thinking clearly. You got to play the field a little bit. Go out and see what go out and see what other people are like. I mean, what are you doing with this guy, 40-something years old?
Yeah.
I'd like to know what he has to offer, too.
Well, I did have a question, BJ, because you said you've been in therapy a lot. Do you think that if they go to couples counseling, that there's ever a way that they stay together afterwards? Like the counselor somehow has some angle where it works out?
I don't know. I mean, that's something a counselor you got from Groupon.
Well, I will say this, Joe. Every couples therapist that I've been to is an advocate for the relationship. So that's the thing, is that I'm actually doing them a favor because a couples counselor is always for the relationship. They'll never take sides. But what they will do, especially if you like with the Gottman sort of methods, which is a really great thing at UW, and Gottman method is really, really well respected for like couples counseling. They will determine whether or not your marriage is a mess. But since this is a brand new thing, it's probably the best way to start on the right foot. And in most couples counselors, at least my experience, like I said, they are for the marriage. They are for the relationship. So they won't try to end the relationship unless they sit there and go, dude, seriously, you two do not belong together. But usually that's not the case.
All right, we got some text messages now.
All right, here we go.
For other relationship issues or workplace issues. So I want to ask you guys, do you want to go down the road of Stinky Town or OnlyFans Town?
Ooh. Stinky Town? I mean, of course we want to go down OnlyFans Town, but Stinky Town is really interesting. I mean, I don't know why I'm interested.
And depending on who you are, those things could be the same thing.
They could be.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Let's go Stinky Town.
I wasn't going to go there, but you knew Vicky would go there.
Stinky Town actually involves two different texts, but they kind of have a similar problem. One has to do with the workplace. One has to do with a relationship. So I figure we could kind of kill two birds with one stone.
And this is our new segment, Help Wanted. This is what we're doing, is helping folks out with any issues that they have at 206-803-ROCK. Call us, text us.
This person texted us yesterday after we started the segment. Says, hey, I love the new segment. How should I break it to my girlfriend that I want to break up with her because she smells bad?
Oh, boy, I'm the perfect person.
Are you?
Dude, how many times have I had to have you guys intervene on my behalf because of odor?
Okay, so you're telling this person that they need to have me go talk to their significant other.
Talking. There we go.
And let them know that, hey, unless you can figure out how to stop smelling, this relationship is over.
Yeah, boy, Vicky, you and maybe Sarah, because how do you break it to a woman that she has odor issues? I mean, I feel like she would want to know, but I don't know how you tell her.
And there's different types of odor issues. Is her clothes smelly? Does she not switch it out of the washing machine fast enough? Is it BO or is it other smells?
Is it a monthly odor?
Well, because BJ and I know somebody, when you sit next to them, you smell everything. They're BO, they're everything.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
It was it was downstairs action.
Yeah, I had to go, BJ. It's not me, right? I'm not going crazy. You smell her, right?
Yeah.
She just reeked. She didn't really shower. Apparently her house was gross.
Order at Tuna Club?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
I had to go to her sister-in-law and be like, okay, how do I say this tactfully? She smells.
So what did the sister-in-law say?
She's like, I've tried. I've told her she stinks. She doesn't care. Neither does her boyfriend. They're both disgusting.
Well, then they found each other.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't like it.
It's pretty, and that you're right, Vicky. I mean, and as from what I understand, you know what, the person you're talking about, still no issues, even though you're right. It's like, dude, I don't understand it, but yeah, I mean, plus I heard you get allergies down there. I had no idea that there are things called vaginal allergies, which of course can lead to issues. And so that's just stuff. Yeah, I look at both women on the show go, what? I know, I read that
didn't
recently.
know that.
I read that. You could
I was
like
trying to find a fun connection between vaginal Claritin, but I couldn't think of a funny name.
Allegra.
Yeah.
Something with Allegra.
Yeah.
Vallegra.
It'll make everything happy.
Yeah, and so a lot of women don't realize that they have allergies. For some reason, they think, oh, the only reason I would have issues is because of whatever, maybe action or not keeping things clean. But actually, allergies also you don't even realize you're allergic to something.
But if you're in a relationship, shouldn't you feel comfortable enough to just be like, hey, I know this is awkward, but you kind of smell.
That's what I was going to say.
That's a good question.
I'm curious how long they've been dating. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I tell, obviously he's my husband now, but I tell J-Robs he smells bad all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, you need to shower, you need to get deodorant on or something.
Yeah, my wife makes it very well aware to me that I stink at times.
Yes.
Granted, it's usually like these, certain things I do that make that smell.
Yeah, but see, that's easy. I don't think women have a hard time telling men they stink. Yeah. Because men will go, oh, okay, I guess I can.
Yeah, I will say I did just have this conversation with a few of my girlfriends and would you let me know or how would,
Oh, I thought you had to tell them they stink.
No. I mean, we were smelling each other, making sure we were good. And they were like, would you actually tell me if I smelled? And I was like, of course I would. I'm your friend. And they were like, how would you say it? And I would be like, I literally would just say, bitch, you smell bad. And she got so offended by it. And I was like, there's no really nice way to say, hey.
It's not a new song by Young Jeezy. Bitch, you smell bad.
Bitch, you smell bad.
Oh my God.
Bitch, you smell bad.
And I was like, well, how would you like me to do it? And she was like, I don't know, maybe say hey, do you have any deodorant?
So now we got to play a fun game where we have to guess why you're here. Like when someone hands you a stick of gum, I'm like, does my breath stink? Is that why you're ending it? Or are you just trying to be friendly because you're pulling out a stick of gum and you don't want to feel like you're being rude?
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, this guy could get the girl a gift basket of body wash and Vagisil.
See, I'm sorry, man.
Lumi's the stuff for the downstairs.
Oh, very good.
It is good for you.
But
Lumi, all right.
I'm more just be upfront about it.
Dude, I'm sorry, but that's what we're going towards in society. The days of hinting are gone because, we've evolved to where we're supposed to be able to be honest with each other. And you should know that people aren't meaning any harm to you if they tell you about something that is true about yourself. So sorry, I'm not going to hint. Bitch, you smell bad.
Oh, we got a text back from the person that texted us. They said, what if you tell them and they still don't listen?
No. Oh, then
it's up to you. Do you want to be with a stinky girlfriend?
Yeah, then it's a deal breaker. It's like if they don't listen and don't want to, then why do you want to live with that person?
Well, and I would say, is this relationship worth at least asking them or telling them they smell bad? And then if they get offended or if they don't change, then you can dip out. But I feel like at least try first.
And it seems like he has. And it seems like he's not being listened to.
Yeah, I think if you're just upfront and be like, look, this relationship is over unless you figure out your stinks.
Yeah,
and that's the proper term, or
And look, we may sound like jerks, but I've been reading a book called Boundaries, and in that book it talks about you can tell somebody what your boundary is, but until you actually enforce consequences, the boundary doesn't mean anything. A person doesn't respect your boundary until you go, here are the consequences, and then you go through with it. So like Steve said, if she doesn't want to not be stinky, and if she can do something about it and she doesn't, then you go, you know what, I'm out. I mean, that's my boundary. Yeah, you're a good person, whatever, but I don't want to live with someone who's stinky and doesn't care that it bothers me.
I can't smell you every night when we're on the couch. Like, this sucks.
Yeah, so it's like I'm just going to have to, you know what, we'll be friends.
How bad does the person smell? I wonder if they text her, can you let us know what they smell like? Is it body odor?
No.
Yeah, they probably smell like Danny.
Right.
Ugh.
Like Axe?
The worst.
Well, I will say this. My thing is this, and I'll say this to Danny right now. It's tough being around Danny, right next to him, because he puts on way too much cologne.
Oh, me. Wow. So now it's become a Danny invention.
Yeah. Well, now that we're talking about it now, I can sit across from Danny. Like when I go to, I had lunch with Danny yesterday. I definitely am so happy when it's a 2-person thing because I can sit across from him. If I have to sit next to Danny, I die.
I almost sat next to him in the booth.
Just to make it awkward?
Yeah, he pushed me out. So
And how do you tell women that? Because women...
So, Danny, how do you feel knowing that BJ feels that you smell?
Oh, I don't.
But it's not smell bad. He just puts on too much cologne. That's different than stinking
Sure. But do you like that scent?
Dude, no. I don't like any scent. It just destroys my sinuses.
I'm not a cologne or perfume person.
Yeah, you gotta just give it a little spray and walk through it.
You don't sit there and put it all over your body. You spray it and walk through it. That's what you're supposed to do.
You got to put it in your mouth too. So
Yeah, well, there's that. Sarah, how do you tell girls? Vicky, how do you tell girls? Because there are women that put on way too much perfume, and that would piss them off when you tell them, dude, you smell like you had a fight with the Nordstrom counter. What are you doing?
I just say I get a headache, and like I actually do get headaches with too much perfume.
Yeah,
so it's
me
like
too.
you're causing me physical harm with this amount of perfume.
Yeah, it's like, how do they not know this?
Yes.
Yeah, but I understand the other side of it, though.
What,
As
that
a girl
they-
who gets really sweaty and who's like paranoid about smelling bad, sometimes I overcompensate, especially when I'm going out and I know I can't reapply or something, or I'm going to emo night. I'm going to be jumping, and I'd much rather smell like a lot of perfume than BO.
Well, guess what? You can't sit next to me.
And thank you, Sarah, because I had very bad experiences before I discovered cologne and deodorant back when I was I smelled really bad when I sweat. And so at that point,
Well, according to BJ, you still smell really bad.
that's fine.
Deodorant.
I don't smell
I don't have a
bad.
problem with deodorant. Deodorant makes sense. I just have a problem with the fact that you were like, you know what? I think I'll take a bath in this. That I'll just put the shower on and just have it shower me with
When
Axe.
have you seen me take a shower with Axe, sir?
Well,
And I've seen him shower a lot. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Did that come out loud?
I can't really tell you when I've seen you, Danny, because then you might know I've been peeping.
My favorite is someone will call me like, "Oh, you smell so good. What kind of cologne?" I'm like, "Soap. I don't know.
You're like,
deodorant.
that's just my odor.
Deodorant. I don't know. Fresh Blast.
Yeah.
The cologne's called Fresh Blast.
Fresh Blast.
Arctic Thunder, or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Arctic
I-
Thunder.
I don't know. They always have
I
stupid
flex
names.
Mine's Timber.
Yeah.
Timber from Old Spice. I'm all about that dude's deodorant.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. I smell like a dude all day, every day. Because your deodorant's way more powerful and stronger and lasts longer than girls.
Oh,
Yeah.
but what about the one that says it's strong enough for a man but made for a woman? I don't know who the hell.
It's
that
all a
is.
lie.
Is
Not
it really?
strong enough.
Okay, then.
Someone wants to know what the name of that product that Vicky said. Lumi?
Lumi. It's like one of those little deodorants. You can put it all over your body, including the downstairs region. Like, so if you get the swamp butt, you can put it underarms, or if you get like the boob sweat, it's perfect for everyone.
Yeah, but when you put it, like, isn't it? I mean,
it's made by a gynecologist, so it is
so
okay.
it can go. It can go places and not hurt you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because your underarm and some places like that they don't travel. They can't get in. They can't go.
Yeah, you could even put it on your feet if your feet are stinky.
Oh, that I get. That's not a problem.
Yeah, it's
Let's
perfect.
do that. I'm gonna put it on my face.
Put it in Danny's mouth. His mouth smells.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Man, I didn't realize that this segment was going to be Trash Danny.
Well,
PJ, I'm going to sit near you.
We're speaking the truth, aren't we?
Apparently, yeah.
It's most days of my life.
I didn't know that was the help that we wanted, was to get Danny to smell less.
Well, you know what? I've been tolerating it for the longest time, and then
today
finally,
was the breaking point.
Today, I was like, you know what? The topic is there.
Now the emo makes so much more sense to you guys. I just go home and cry every day.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Crying tears of Axe.
Well, if he doesn't improve, should you let HR know?
Well, I'm going to put you on the case.
Oh, okay.
You're my official stinky patrol
That
guy.
was still to this day one of my favorite moments. Because I don't care. I'll have the confrontation. I'll talk to somebody about it. I remember it was an intern and he stunk, I guess. I don't smell very well. I have like a very, very, very limited sense of smell. So you have to really I have to be up on my nose on a person's body to notice. And everyone was complaining about how much he stunk. And BJ's like, you got to talk to him about this. I can't handle it. I can't have this guy here anymore. I'm like, well, all right, let me go talk to him. I'm like, guy, you smell. Everyone thinks you smell.
Oh, I love that you
He
had
was
to have
the
that
nicest
conversation.
guy.
Yeah, he really was. He's a great
Awesome dude.
I mean, what are you going to do?
He looked like someone just he looked like it was the worst news given to him. He's just just devastated. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. He goes, well, what do I smell like? What about me smells bad? And I look at him and I go, I don't know. I don't have a sense of smell. And then it became like a stupid, who's on first bit. It was just it's like, what do I smell like? I have no idea. You don't smell bad to me. I'm right next to you. I don't smell anything.
Yeah.
And so every day he's like, do I smell better? I'm like, I think so. And then everyone comes and goes, he still smells, man. What the hell? I'm like, no, apparently you don't smell any better.
I know, it's horrible.
He tried everything, like new laundry detergent, new deodorant. He's like, I shower every day. I'm like, I'm not doubting you. I don't need proof.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but yeah. I will say this. There are people that are bigger, because I've had this happen before. There are bigger people that for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe they don't get all the areas they're supposed to, is all I'm saying. Because I had another person
you should have taken a shower with him and shown him where to scrub.
Yes. Well, I'm not as big as that person.
Yeah, but you can at least help him maybe at those hard to reach spots. You can scrub it for him.
I feel like he should just get a fire hose and have somebody hose him down. That would probably do the trick.
All right.
And what can I tell you? I don't know what to tell you. You know what you do when somebody says that? You go to your doctor and go, "Hey, this is a thing. What do you think I need to do?" Because I think your primary care physician could help you. And then if you do have, maybe there's pills, or maybe they say wear cologne, and maybe that'll be better, like Danny does, and stink up the whole world in a different way.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I just, it's like, what do you want me to say? It sucks,
Well, I hope we helped you, Texter.
Yeah.
Break up with her. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
we're gonna end it with.
And by the way, that 48-year-old guy, I'm still mad at you about that kid, the Manny guy. Yeah, you need to figure that out.
Yeah, he's like day one. He made history.
He was the history. He was historic day one help wanted. So yeah, anytime you need any help with anything, you know us. We'll give you the truth. Will it be actually correct? No, but at least we'll be truthful.
Will it be helpful? Probably not.
No. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number if you'd like to get texted, or if you want, if you want to call in and have us beat you up on the air, we can do that too. We speak the truth. We got a dad that just actually dropped over $20,000 for 4 concert tickets for his kids. All right, I don't know who this guy is. That's insane. And you're going to hear from him at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you could get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that, and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey y'all, it's Garth. I love the country music family. I love the country music family of artists and the country music family of songs. Some of the greatest artists to ever grace music are under the flag of country music. And some of the greatest songs in music history are under the flag of country music. The Big 615, you're going to hear the newest that country music has to offer. At the same time, you're going to hear the newest that the country classics have to offer. I want to hear the new single from George Strait, and I want to hear it right beside the new single from Luke Combs. And I think the country music family is one of those families that is very inclusive and wants both the established artists and the new artists to be side by side in this thing we call country music.
Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
I don't want to read this story because it's about a Boston guy.
Okay.
And I really feel like Bostonians should be smarter than this.
Oh.
Yeah. I know people are going to jump all over me on this, but I just feel like, man, hey, I think you gotta teach value to kids.
Oh, okay.
And last November, this guy Anthony, it's so funny there's a guy named Anthony from Boston. I would never think that would be a thing. So Anthony bought 4 Taylor Swift concert tickets through StubHub as a Christmas gift for his daughter. The price $1,800. And not long before the date of the show, Anthony got a StubHub notice that his tickets were not available and that he would be issued a refund. Here he is.
Just kind of reeks of that. Remember when the Super Bowl with the Seahawks and all these tickets were sold, and then StubHub realized we don't have all these or any of these secondary ticket marketplaces or whatever they are, not just StubHub, but they're like, we actually don't have these tickets now to sell to those people. So then they had to go tell everybody, we don't have the tickets. Sorry, we'll refund you, but we don't have the tickets.
Isn't that what happened to you in Vegas, too, with the Golden Knights game?
No. What the hell did that work out?
Yeah, they said you had tickets, and then they said we don't have tickets for you.
Yes, absolutely. It was StubHub. Yeah, because
I remember you were like, what the whole conversation was, how can you say I have tickets, and then all of a sudden you don't have tickets?
They're like, we guarantee you're going to have tickets, and then they're like, we don't have your tickets. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have my tickets? Like, we sold, the tickets are sold by somebody else to someone else. And I'm like, because they were just, those people who are selling them on StubHub are also probably selling them on other SeatGeek and this one and that one. And turned out they didn't have those seats.
Bull. It's a lot of bull, man. But that sucks. The guy had the tickets as a Christmas present for his kids. And then StubHub's like, sorry, we don't have the tickets. Here's your money back. And here's Anthony like, come on.
They're saying, the tickets are gone, but then they tell me we got new tickets, and the looks on their faces I never want to see again. It was tough. There was one of the girls, I won't tell you who, they had a quivering lip.
I like how he's like not going to dime out his daughter.
Yeah.
One of the girls was quivering. Like a baby. She was a baby.
Now, I want to say this.
She was my wife.
Yeah. Hey. Now, again, he bought the tickets for Christmas. It was only $1,800. I don't have a problem with that because it was like 4 tickets. That to me.
Only?
Well, I mean.
I know that won't even get you in the 300 section nowadays for a Taylor Swift concert.
Again, I'm not mad at the guy for that. So, like, if I started the story, like $1,800, divide that by 4. Yeah, it's Taylor Swift. She's the biggest star. Like, probably, who knows, might be the biggest star ever in the world of music. It's getting to be that way with her.
Making a pretty good case for it with how these ticket sales are going for her tour. That is a stadium tour.
Yeah, so I can understand. So $1,800 is, I mean, you can save up for that, I mean, that's reasonable. But here's what I'm pissed off. He didn't want to disappoint his daughter and her friends, so Anthony went through another broker to buy replacement tickets. But by then, well, the tickets were insane. They had gone up like 10 times in price. So Anthony, this is where I'm like, Anthony, you're an idiot. He spent $21,000 so that he wouldn't disappoint his daughter and her friends. And I'm like, no, disappoint your daughter and your friends. I mean, that's life.
Merry Christmas. Today's Christmas gift is a lesson about disappointment.
Yes. And here he is talking about why, hey, I had to do it for my kid. Hey.
Approximately $21,000 for better seats, but of course, as you can see, this puts me back a little bit. And I think it's for no reason but for incompetence through StubHub.
No, it's look, yeah, StubHub is whatever, but you're a moron for paying $21,000 for this.
What he's hoping is that there's going to be some kind of a groundswell. Someone's going to either start a GoFundMe for Anthony, or StubHub's going to see this in the news and be like, we got to fix this. I like his tactic. Get on the news, share the sob story, and have somebody else reimburse you the $21,000. That, to me, BJ, is a Christmas miracle.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with you that but. How about you just teach your kids? Look, this happens in the world, and no, Daddy doesn't have 21 grand. I mean, I don't know what he does for a living. I know what I do for a living, and I mean,
check your net worth.
Yeah,
I think $21,000.
I make a decent living, and I am not dropping $21,000 on my favorite band or my kid's favorite band. That's way too much money.
What's that divided by 4? I don't even know.
Well, it's like $500. It's like $5,000 a ticket.
$5,000-ish a ticket.
That's insane. I'm sorry, they're kids.
I mean, do you love all your kids that much? Can you just get like a couple of them?
Well, and he said friends too at that point. So
like kids and friends.
Tatum comes up to you and is like, "Dad,
no,
$21,000 for me and my 3 friends."
I'm like, "No, but I'll take you, and we'll go."
Yeah,
we're not even bringing Mom. We can't afford it, and Mom, she doesn't like to be at a concert for 3 hours. So we're good.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, think about how much money that is. That's like what?
Yeah, but we all spend. I mean, okay, I don't know what he's making for a living, but I got to imagine like the last thing you want to do is disappoint your kid, especially when it was a Christmas gift. So he's just doing.
How much do you have to be making for a living, Steve, that you're going to drop that much money?
I got to be Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, exactly. I I don't
have to look like not just be bald and look like him. I need to be him.
Yeah, so that's like $35,000 to $40,000 gross.
Because when you take out taxes, depending upon your tax bracket, imagine that's how much money you have to earn to get 21 grand net. You have to earn about 35 grand at least. That's a lot of friggin' money. For your stupid kid.
Dad became a drug dealer again.
Yeah. And I don't know what Anthony does, but I mean, look, I feel like Anthony, I don't know what he does unless he could be in the mob. If he's in the mob, who knows?
The thing with all that is your kid's going to appreciate it, of course. They're going to have the time of their lives. But give it a week, and then they're going to be mad at Dad again about something stupid. And I don't know about you guys, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, you sons of little, you know what, skis? I just dropped $21,000 for you and your stupid friends to go see Taylor Swift, and now you're not going to pick up your dishes after you ate dinner? No, you know what I mean? Like,
you're
that's
done,
the part.
Dude.
It's like,
you just can't.
I mean, eventually, I'm sure, I'd hope that when the daughters get old enough, they're going to look back and be like, Dad really did us a solid. That is insane.
I hope, unless they're spoiled anyway.
Oh, and that price I don't think counts the limo they got to take them to the concert. Also at his expense.
I hate this guy so much.
Why do you hate a strong word?
I do. I really do. I hate this guy.
You hate him because he loves his kids. Look how happy they are, man.
Dude, you can love your kids and not spend 21 grand on them for a stupid show.
I gotta say though, 21 grand. They don't seem as good as I thought they were gonna be.
Yeah, look at where they are for 21,000.
They're not even on the floor. They're not even on the floor.
They should be.
Dad's an idiot.
They should be sitting next to Taylor Swift for $21,000.
They should be Taylor Swift for one night.
I mean, come on. What is wrong with us as human beings that we think her lip was quivering, so I didn't want to see that? Let your kid cry. That happens in life.
Cry, kid.
I'm sorry.
Listen to Taylor Swift. Go to your bedroom. Listen to one of her sad songs and cry.
See, I'm with Steve, though.
What?
I think that... No, I think that...
I'm with both of you.
I don't even know what you're with me on. I'm excited to hear it.
I'm with Steve in terms of thinking he's doing the sob story, but I don't think it's to get reimbursed or start a GoFundMe. I think he wants Taylor Swift to hear it and then meet them or something like that.
Or you know what? You're right. That's something that Tay-Tay might go, oh my God.
Make love to him.
What if she's like, I feel bad.
Make love to him?
Yeah.
That's what he's looking for?
Yes.
Listen, I'll spend 21 grand if I can, have a little sexy time with Taylor Swift. That's my plan. Hey, I'm Tony. What do you think? I spent 21 grand. How about, you and me?
StubHub reaches out to him. What can we do to make it right? You give me Taylor Swift for a night. Hey.
Wait, you want Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
You want her to be intimate with you for a night?
I'm a single dad. I got kids. I got a life. What do you want?
I spent 21 grand. I went to the bunny ranch. You know how much I get for 21 grand?
Dad's not getting laid this summer.
That is, I don't think Danny and I thought that was what his motive was. But you know what? You know what, Steve? I'm not going to put that out of the equation as to why he did what he did.
Sounds like I thought it was too much for $1,000 for tickets to see Guns N' Roses at Fenway Park.
Oh, you went to Fenway Park.
That's a bargain now.
Yeah, that's worth it, man. You get to go to Fenway.
Oh, so if Taylor Swift was at Fenway.
Oh, then you spend all the money you have. It's a different story when you go to
That's
one of
what I would love to know, though. I don't know this guy. I wish I did. Just be like, how long did it take before your kid was a jerk to you again after doing something like that? Because kids are jerks.
And I want to know where mom is. I don't know if if he's a single dad, this is a thing. Sometimes when you're a single dad, you have to go over the top in order to maybe, like every time you see your kid, and Danny knows this, it's a vacation every time the kid comes. It's like you can't just hang around the house like you normally do when you're in a family where you're not.
It's an event.
You got to make an event. So
right.
I think he might be a single dad.
Yeah, if they're not living with him, then it's like it's always like, hey, what kind of cool stuff can we do? And
then it could be then you get to go home to mom. What did mom do for you? Mom did nothing, huh? She just said maybe she said, hey, look, here's a couple of Santa Claus candies.
Did your
Merry
mom
Christmas.
get you Taylor Swift tickets?
No, she didn't. Who's the best parent? Hey, how you doing? Let's go to the court. I want to stop paying child support.
Wow. Yeah, that would be a tough sell to like the significant other be like, hey, I think we should get our daughter, we got to still do her right and get these tickets. Well, how much are they going to cost? $21,000.
Yeah.
You know what? No.
Yeah, no.
You could have bought her a car.
Yeah.
Or bought, I guess all of them one car to share.
Well, now that would have been more practical. I mean, really, you buy the kid a car. That's something that that's a purchase. That money is going to be, well used. She's going to have that car for how long?
You could get 4 used cars.
Yeah, you could.
Can't promise the brakes work, but
that's
you know
all right.
what?
You know what? Hey, listen. And you could also buy her a Taylor Swift CD, which, of course, who's even using those anymore?
Yeah, I don't think anyone.
Well, again, I have
some vinyl.
I got to go CD, Steve. That's all I got. I just paid $5,000 for a car. I only got a CD. It's only going to have a CD player. It's not going to have all the new technology.
But it's a memory of a lifetime. You can't put a price on that.
Oh, you're just trolling me, and I don't want to hear from you. But I will say this. you and Danny both are fathers that your kids have already trained you to buy things. It's just a matter of, when will it be too much? When will you go, I'm not doing this?
Oh, my wife was like, even yesterday we go to Hobby Lobby and she's like, just stop.
I'm with your wife.
Because I was about to buy
yes.
It was a stupid 4th of July hat. It was a cardboard hat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Tatum thought it was awesome. I'm like, let's get it. My wife looks at the price. She's like, it's $5. I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's a piece of cardboard. Like, it's not even plastic. I'm like, but everything's 50. Also, what's the deal with Hobby Lobby? It's 4th of July.
What's the deal with Hobby Lobby? I go in, $5.
They're geniuses. Everything is always on sale there. Oh, yeah. They just stock all these 4th of July decorations, and it's already 50% off. I'm like, okay, let's just...
They know it's up.
Yeah, it's already $2.50. You just jacked it up to $5 so you could say it's half price.
They're competing with the dollar stores, man. They know they gotta come to the plate.
It's brilliant. I almost bought outdoor furniture there because I was like, it's 30% off.
I love it. It doesn't matter what the real cost is. You mark it up 40%, then you take it off 30% with a discount. Steve's like, I'm in,
dude.
I don't care if it's overpaying. I'm in. It's 30% off.
These 2 chairs are $200 a pop. If I saw them originally as $200 a pop, I'm like, that's a little out of our budget. But I'm like looking, I'm like, it's 30% off. It's only $200.
Yeah, are you kidding? They're normally like almost $300.
They know how to make us.
Yeah,
they know I'm an idiot.
Yeah, they do. And Tatum understands what's happening now because she's at that sweet spot where when you wait to be a 3-year-old kid, that's where all of a sudden dad goes, oh, all right, now I'm part of the picture. I'm part of the action. The kid can talk. The kid can move around. Yeah. And the kid goes, oh, this is the guy that wants my love. He will buy me things to get it.
And he makes dumb purchases for himself and me.
I mean, sure, mommy gave me all of the life sustenance when I was a little baby. You know, she fed me and all that. Yeah. But daddy's the one that's got the whole, I'll buy you this. Just look at me and say I'm your father.
Right. You want a giant Sebastian the crab stuffed animal? Oh, yeah, dad will buy it for you.
Oh, they know what's up.
Oh, but also my wife had to shut me down because I was trying to buy, and your daughter would appreciate this. They had an Elvis gnome.
Oh, no.
Elvis gnome. I want to buy it so
Don't
bad.
show her that. I just found another gnome at my house. I just walked around the yard and found another damn gnome.
You want gnomes? You go to Hobby Lobby. They're half off, oddly enough.
Are they really? Don't get the Elvis gnome, Sarah.
Get the Elvis gnome. And it's heavyset Elvis.
It's Vegas Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
It's awesome. You got a microphone in his hand. He's pointing at you.
The Elvis gnome.
I think half off. It's like $20, man.
You know what? She would get it thinking of her grandfather because, her grandfather was a big Elvis fan. And those two.
Oh, you have to get it.
Her and her grandfather were thick as thieves. They got along so well. So I bet he would support that from heaven.
What better tribute than a 50% Elvis gnome?
Why don't you buy it for her? Pretend she's your kid.
My wife won't let me.
Well, your wife is the smart one out of the entire group. All right, listen, man. There was a guitar solo that was the reason why a popular music star ended up in therapy. Well, I'm going to have to hear this guitar solo. Wait, I'm already in therapy. Never mind. You're going to hear from him at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is U.S. EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
I was scared the night you overdosed, but I was prepared. I brought naloxone with me, and I knew how to use it. I held your hand tight when you woke up because I wanted you to feel safe. Your life is worth saving, friend, and I would save it again if I had to.
Naloxone can reverse an opioid or fentanyl overdose. Carry it with you. For more info, go to preventoverdosewa.org. A message from the Washington State Department of Health.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Hey, this is going to be a bonus because we're talking about Nick Jonas.
I knew it was going there.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here, everybody. Yes, Nick Jonas, he did an interview where he shared that a performance at the 2016 Academy of Country Music Awards led to him having to go to therapy. Apparently, Nick was doing something with Kelsey Ballerini because she's the country star. Are the Jonas Brothers doing country?
I don't think so, but at some point, everybody seems to dip into country music.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just a matter of time whenever, you start slowing down doing whatever your genre is. I'll dip into country for a little bit.
So he was supposed to do a guitar solo, I would imagine, for one of her songs.
Yeah.
And doing this solo, he messed it up. And here's Nick talking about that whole thing.
I come out for my thing, and again, I've rehearsed it a million times. I'm feeling really confident about it. Not even really thinking about it like it's a thing that is going to be problematic. I started off, it's fine, and as I sort of walked towards her, I just went completely blank. And I hit a wrong note and blacked out basically and clocked. It was wrong, and I couldn't stop. And it did cause me to go into therapy.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, that's...
So you got that worked up about it.
Yeah. Wow. And in this clip, Nick is talking about how he is still bothered that moment, one of those worst moments in his career, apparently went viral.
To this day, and hours of unpacking it, I can't really figure out exactly what happened. But I was rushed right into a car and right to a plane after, and I looked at my manager. I was like, I think that was bad. I was in shock. It was a really traumatic moment that shaped the pressure I put on myself to be perfect and to always be on. In retrospect, I can kind of laugh about how big I thought it was, but it did travel more than I wish it would have.
Yeah. I think that the average human being who isn't in the entertainment business just probably goes, too bad, you still have a lot of money, Nick, and you're still Nick Jonas.
Right, at least you didn't crap your pants.
Yeah, which
maybe he would have rather crap his pants than crap out on the guitar.
We know people who've had to crap their pants on stage.
Yes.
We've known performers that have had to do that just because.
So long as the guitar solo goes well, who cares?
Yeah. And so how bad was this guitar solo? We have it. Now, Danny and Steve, you guys know, music better than I do. I bet if I hear this, I can't even tell if it's bad. But
I wonder if you'll notice the moment. So maybe we stay quiet and let's see if BJ will notice the moment where the error happens.
She was like a pro. She kept going.
Well, because she probably doesn't care. She's just you know what? It's not the end of the world.
And I heard that, but it wasn't anything like, oh, my God, you're horrible. He seemed to figure it out.
It sounds like the moment when you hit the wrong note on Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
But it's honestly, I've heard people could do guitar solos, and they think the solo went fine, and they would have done something like that. They're just oh, it's just kind of jazzy right there. But he must be a perfectionist when it comes to his guitar stuff.
Which is what he said. He said that he just, thought I would have to be perfect at everything. And
yeah. Because, if I heard that live, I wouldn't care.
Neither would I.
I don't think any of his fans would care. For the most part, the solos seem fine.
Yeah, I don't think
I go to therapy for just playing on that song, personally, but that's just a whole other conversation. Wow. I'm kidding.
I will say that you go to concerts like that though a lot, and it's just the songs sound almost too perfect.
Yes,
you're are they playing a track or are they actually playing the music? So for me, hearing that, I'm it makes it a little bit more real for me because of all the concerts we've gone to, to Steve's point, that have just been messed up.
Especially at an award show where you just assume everything is pre-dubbed and pre-recorded and everyone's lip-syncing and pretend playing along to the song. When you hear a little bit of a quote-unquote clunker, which is not that bad, honestly.
If I'm watching, I'll be like, oh, cool, they actually are performing live.
Has that ever happened to you guys at all in your world of performing? Not so much musically, but where you just feel like, oh my God, this was the worst thing I've ever done, and you still you can't look at video of it, or you don't even want to think about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Dude, I think about, music, yes, of course. And then in wrestling, because obviously, spoiler alert, some stuff in wrestling isn't necessarily, 100% legit. It's predetermined.
Wait, what?
I know, it's crazy. Here in 2023, I
Why
still have
are
to
you
deal with the people
telling-
it's fake, right?
Why are you telling us these lies? It's real.
But I will never watch it. It was, I wrestled in WrestleMania weekend in Dallas, and I went there, and at that point, I sprained my knee really bad before that, months before that. But it was the same knee that I had a little bit of a tear of the MCL, so it was already a bad knee, and I was already struggling. But I was going because I was being flown out, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime, and I didn't want to miss out on that because it was a great experience. But I should not have done it. My knee was not ready for it. I bandaged it as much as I could. I had a brace on it, but every once in a while, if I stepped the wrong way, it would bend in the wrong way.
Oh,
it was just not there yet. And I was trying to wrestle through other matches just because I was like, well, my style, I could get through it. And that match was the drizzling poops. It was so bad. And also the person I worked with, I don't think we just gelled very well. And it was just, granted, not on a television show in front of millions of people. It was in a VFW in front of tens of people. You know what I mean? So it's not the end of the world, but the video exists, and the match is rotten, and I never want to watch it again because of that.
Wow, yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just one of those ones where I was like, and it should have been one of my funner, if that's a word, one of my more excitable moments is that I got to go to another town and wrestle in another city. And it was just the worst experience of my life.
Oh, man. I'm that way. I have a video that I will not watch. Mm-hmm. And it was, I got to moderate a panel at Emerald City Comic Con.
I remember, yeah.
Oh, God. And it was the highest and lowest of my entire career. I love Star Trek: The Next Generation. So one of the stars of that was on the panel, Jonathan Frakes. And we worked together, and we did improv. Because he in the back room, he goes, okay, what do you want to do out there? And I go, I don't know. What do you say? You want to do a little improv? And his eyes lit up. He goes, you know how to do improv? I go, oh, it's kind of what I do in my radio show. So we had a blast. Mm-hmm. When we got off stage, Jonathan said, can we get this guy to do all the Star Trek panels? And of course, Emerald City had promised it to so many people, but they had to pull some moves. And I'm like, look, whatever you want. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. They made it happen. So then another guy, I did a 2-person panel, Brett Spiner, who also is on the show, and Jonathan. The problem is that when I can do just one-on-one interviews, I didn't know I was reading lips. So easy. Well, they sat us on a table where I wasn't able to see their faces. So they were just next to me. There were no monitors on the stage, so I couldn't hear a thing. And at that point, I realized I need hearing aids. I had no idea that I had hearing issues. It was so horrible. The crowd was booing because I was asking the worst questions because I didn't know what they were saying, and I was afraid to ask something that they just answered the question to. So I'm thinking of the most ridiculous questions. Oh, it was
It's bad
horrible.
enough that you kind of you're falling flat on stuff, but then when you have the crowd actually groaning,
oh, they were.
That makes it even worse.
Somebody from the crowd said, "Why don't you just let us ask questions?" And I was like, "That's a great idea. We're going to do that early." And they hated me. Like the folks that ran ECCC said, you were horrible. You didn't prepare. They didn't believe me when I said, no, guys, I got to go get a hearing test. I couldn't hear anything. Mm-hmm. And they were like, that's a lame excuse. And they never booked me again. And I'm like, guys,
the truth is a lame excuse.
Yeah, I said, you guys, the monitors, I couldn't hear anything. That's why they have monitors on stage for musicians so they can hear. Mm-hmm. I couldn't hear a thing coming out of the speakers, and my hearing. They were like, no, you're lame, and we're never going to have you do this again. And I go, well, I can understand why you don't want to have me do it again. It was horrible. I said, but then again, how about Jonathan Frakes? And Brent said, no, let him come back and do he can do the third one. And
right.
So I did one with Brent by himself, and it went great because it was just one-on-one.
Yeah.
And of course, I made sure I could hear what the F was going on.
And isn't it great though? We live in a world where even any of these moments will forever be on video somewhere.
They are, and I can't watch it. I have not watched that panel ever. Because I get no,
I don't blame you,
Steve. I was terrified. I've never been that terrified on a stage before. I wanted to run. I wanted to cry. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. I don't know what to do. I can't hear.
Right, you can't just get up and leave. That would make it even worse. Although that would be pretty epic.
Oh, dude, that was a beating.
You should have
man.
got up, kicked over the speakers and the monitors, and be like, I am not working for this Bush League production. Just get out.
You know what?
Fingers in the air like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Usually that's how I respond. I am surprised I didn't respond that way.
One text said, my band got delayed by 2.5 hours in a Spokane show once. Unfortunately, the club kept giving us free drinks. So by the time we ended up playing, it was a nightmare.
Slosh Central, baby.
Those are always the worst, especially if like you stay sober and one of your bandmates doesn't. I don't know if that ever happened with you, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you were the drunk person. I've been in bands before where members of the band got rip-roaring wasted. And I'm like, this is not going to go well.
Yeah.
And it didn't.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we had band members fall off the stage because they were so drunk before.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Like, okay.
Probably for the best. It's like, you know what? You shouldn't play. Fall off the stage.
Yeah. I mean, that's always interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You're surely going to go, yeah, you were drunk, but we saw somebody fall off the stage. That's worth the price of admission. I don't know if you guys heard about this. This is so bizarre, man. I wonder when they opened this up if they would be able to sustain this. Disney World said, guess what? It's only 15 months old, but the Star Wars-themed hotel, the Galactic Star Cruiser, is going to close.
Good.
Really?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a great experience.
It's not even 2 years.
You know why? $5,000 for a 2-night stay. Who can do this?
Really?
They really overestimated the people that were Star Wars fans and apparently the amount of money they're willing to spend. This was a dumb idea because I thought, I don't think we got that much money.
Not to sustain it for every day for a year. Like maybe every once in a while you have like a super special room. I got to have sex with Chewbacca for $5,000 if that's the case.
Oh, I can get that much cheaper for you.
See, I'm actually happy about this because I'm like, you know what? At what point are people just going to say, you know what, Disney, we're not paying those prices?
Yeah.
And this is a great example because there's sometimes, like, even looking at just like Disney ticket prices, sometimes you're like, I don't know if we can afford like more than 2 days at Disneyland. And even 2 days is, when you're looking at all of the money you're going to spend, it's like people just need to say, no, we're not paying that anymore.
Dude, we were laughing, my wife and I, like our trip, because we're doing like a little like a 2 vacations in one. Like we're going to visit my family for a few days, and then we got to reward ourselves for that experience by going to Disneyland with Tatum. But the 2-ish days in Disneyland are costing us way more than like the 5-ish days in New Jersey.
Congratulations, Disneyland.
And like we flirted with the idea of like it'd be so awesome to like be on campus, whatever they call it, like stay in one of those hotels that's owned by Disney's for the early entry and all that. And we're looking at the prices, and that's not even a Star Wars one. So I'm like, no, like that's just not going to happen. Like
it's ridiculous.
It's
man.
like we can't afford that. Like we need to get like a second tax return if we want to try and afford that.
Yeah.
And Disney World is better because they have so much more room that they can have like the budget hotels on the thing to stay there. To stay there. I didn't say the parks were bad.
Dude, we were saying that like the Airbnb situation in Disney World was easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to find a place even in Disneyland that's affordable, like that works with what needs we'd like to have, not so much.
No, Southern California is terrible.
We should have just went to Disney World.
Honestly, for the budget price, yes, it's way better because the problem with Disneyland, there's only 3 themed hotels right now, and they're all, you can't stay in the cheapest one for less than $400 a night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, wow.
Yeah, buddy.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen, buddy.
That's crazy, though. Not even 2 years of trying a hotel, and they're shutting it down.
So where are you going to stay, San Diego? Where are you going?
I think we're just going to stay here and just commute back and forth every day.
That's a good
cheaper.
idea.
We have a place to stay.
Yeah. It's actually not a bad idea.
It's kind of ridiculous. Tatum loves flying in planes, so why not give her the full plane experience every day?
Yeah, it's only 2.5 hour flight to John Wayne.
Right?
Yeah, you can do that.
That's the thing too. Like, I think we're flying to LAX just to save a couple bucks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoa, that sucks.
Yeah, dude, it was not only it was more expensive to fly to John Wayne, but also the times.
Yeah.
It was in order to have a decent flight, you almost had to do a connecting flight, and I'm like, I'm not doing a connecting flight from California to Seattle. That's stupid.
Yeah.
So we're gonna deal with traffic.
Sorry, buddy.
I know.
Which is also fun in LA.
Yeah, I don't know what.
There's no winning. There's no winning.
Yeah,
no, we're taking the L.
Yeah,
we're gonna need a vacation from the vacation from our family.
Nice work, buddy.
Basically, what's gonna happen. So we're gonna be off for about a month, BJ.
Oh, you're not getting back in time. Not if you have to deal with LA traffic. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they're gonna close. The park will be closed by then. We had to close Disneyland because, it took too long for Steve to get there. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
PhD is an abbreviation for what?
Doctor.
No.
Not the Phil's homies doctor.
No.
You were close when you think about it.
Oh,
It was
my.
you really were close. It's philosophy doctor.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what it, yeah. Doctor of philosophy is PhD, which I did not realize myself. And then I went on a war going, your PhD doesn't mean anything. I thought it was something scientific. PhD's nothing. Any idiot can get that. Hey, you want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. How long is a bankruptcy going to affect my credit rating?
Of course, most of the time, by the time we're talking about filing a bankruptcy, the credit has already taken a huge hit. Chapter 7 is going to affect it more negatively than Chapter 13. Chapter 7 stays on your credit report for 10 years from the time you file. It usually takes 7 or 8 years for your credit scores to get back into the normal range in a Chapter 7 case. However, your credit will start to recover even in Chapter 7 after about a year. You'll be able to get credit again right away, usually before your case is even over. Chapter 13 stays on your credit report for 7 years and usually takes about 3.5 years for your credit to get back in the normal range. So Chapter 13 will mean your credit gets better much more rapidly.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Hey there, it's your friend Stormy Warren here, and I want to invite you to my new home, the Big 615, exclusively on TuneIn. So what is the Big 615? Well, simply put, it's the official home of country music broadcasting live from Nashville to the world. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. Get the latest on country music from your favorite artists to the hottest songs climbing up the charts. Oh, and it's commercial free. That means a whole lot more music and a whole lot more country. Hear it all on the Stormy Warren Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Central. Download the TuneIn app from the App Store. That's TuneIn. And by the way, yes, it's free. You can also ask your device to play the Big 615 on TuneIn. And I look forward to having you join me on the Big 615.
This is your country station.
The Big 615.
Dealing with an accident and injury claim can be overwhelming. Let Phillips Law Firm fight for you. We understand the pain and suffering, and we're here to guide you through. Call 1-800-JUSTICE today for a free case review, or visit justiceforyou.com and let Phillips Law Firm help you on the road to recovery.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Oh, yeah, man. The Mariners pounded the A's last night. They turned it around.
Yep.
And you know why? It's because people were buying up those KISW baseball tees.
I heard 11 people bought a T-shirt yesterday.
Ah!
For each person that buys one, the Mariners will score 1 run.
So, what do you say, another 11? Hey, how about we get 20 people today?
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't that be funny if that actually worked out?
These are 3/4 sleeve shirts, and we have 2 styles, home and away. Got the Rock logo, got the Trident. These are sweet-looking shirts. You're loving baseball, you're going to love the KISW baseball tee. Available now at the Rock Shop at KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat me?
Let's do this.
I know Leah from Bothell is. Leah, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Steve, now get out.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Leah has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Which Family Guy character is obsessed with world domination?
Stewie?
Yes. What day of the week did the Bengals think was manic?
Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday.
Monday, yes. Eugene the Jeep is a magical animal in what comic strip?
I don't know. Pass.
Beginning with J, what is the Mexican turnip better known as?
Jalapeno?
No.
Pass.
How many gold Olympic medals has Simone Biles won?
1, 2, 3.
No. Faith Hill has been married to what country singer since 1996?
Tim McGraw.
Yes. What nut is used to make marzipan?
Hazelnut, macadamia,
No.
almond.
Yes.
Nice.
The SS Minnow is a fictional charter boat from what sitcom?
Pass.
What flower is Saint Germain liqueur made of?
Flower?
Yes.
Dandelions?
No.
Or rhododendrons, roses?
No. Spinach is high in which mineral?
Could you repeat that?
Spinach is high in which mineral?
Oh, I should know this. Iron?
Yes.
Nice work, Leah really came through with some things where it's like, I don't know, let me try this, and it worked.
Yeah, and you get 5 correct.
She just missed the, now sit right back and you'll hear a tale. She missed that one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, she missed that one.
She was really good at passing, though, when she didn't know.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see where Steve goes with this one. I can't make a prediction.
I can't either.
Yep. To the moon, baby.
To the bottom.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Which Family Guy character is obsessed with world domination?
Stewie.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
What day of the week did the Bengals think was manic?
Monday.
Yes.
Just another-
Eugene the Jeep is a magical animal in what comic strip?
Eugene the Jeep.
Yes.
Comic strip. Family Guy.
No.
Family Circus.
No.
Beetle Bailey.
No. Beginning with J, what is the Mexican turnip better known as?
What was that?
Beginning with J, what is the Mexican turnip better known as?
Jalapeno.
No.
Jalisco.
No.
Oh, nice. Jamba.
No.
Jamba.
How many gold Olympic medals has Simone Biles won?
6?
No.
7?
No.
8.
No. Faith Hill has been married to what country singer since 1996?
Tug McGraw?
No.
Tim McGraw.
Yes.
There we go.
What nut is used to make marzipan?
Bees.
No.
Bees nuts. Crap. Almond?
Yes.
Nice.
The SS Minnow is a fictional charter boat from
Gilligan's
what?
Island.
Yes. What flower is Saint Germain liqueur made of?
Rose.
No.
Daisy?
No.
Has its
5 correct, and it is a tie.
Nice work, Leah.
Best I've done so far.
Yeah, see,
Wasn't that
Steve?
great?
Yeah, you were not as good as you hoped for. Thanks for playing, Leah.
Does anyone know Eugene the Jeep is from what comic strip?
Oh, God, Eugene
Comic
the Jeep. Wow, I don't.
Popeye?
Oh, and you had a spinach question, too. That's
Sure did.
Dang it.
Yeah, Popeye and the Brain.
Oh, wow, that's way back in the day.
I know.
That's old school. Okay.
And Vicky will know this one. Beginning with J, what is Mexican turnip better known as?
Jicama.
Yes.
Jicama.
Yes.
Oh, that's with a J.
Yes, a lot of people put it in salads here, but when you go to Mexico, you get like a big old cup full of like jicama, watermelon, like all the fruits, and cucumber with lime juice and some
Tajin.
Oh,
You got
that
to get
is
it with
the best.
vagine. It's great.
Well, I mean, a little bit of both. No,
I've
jicama.
had it with tahini, and it's amazing. And then also, like, whatever that sweet sauce is. That
Chamoy.
Sure.
It's not
Bless you.
spicy. It's tangy.
Yeah.
It's kind of thicker.
You're gonna have
Yes.
to. You're gonna have to let me have this without me knowing what it is because it doesn't look right to me.
Dude, it's good.
Yeah, you got to sneak it to me because I don't know why, but the
How
consistency.
do I sneak that to you?
It's
Close your eyes and open your mouth?
It's
Okay.
crunchy and fresh, kind of like a carrot, but not as sweet.
Yeah,
Tell us you went to Mexico without saying you went to Mexico last week, Vicky.
Oh, no, this is like one of the things I missed out on. I got my elote, my corn with like the mayonnaise and all that.
Oh, that does sound good.
I got a mangonada, which is like basically a mango smoothie with chamoy and tahine.
Don't know about that. I don't want the vagine in my smoothie.
Tahine.
Tahine.
okay, yeah.
They sell them at the Washington State Fair.
What the tahine or mangonadas?
Something. Yeah.
Oh,
What with
I need
the
to go.
jicama? They sell that at the Washington Fair.
Oh, I love it.
I'll take a bite just because I'll try it. But God, I don't know why I
Bring
don't
some
like
in.
jicama.
I mean, yeah, it's even if you don't put the tahine on it, just lime juice and salt. Oh, so good.
Would you dare to say that you're sycama of jicama?
No,
I wouldn't dare to say that, but I'm glad you did.
Another point for your dad card jokes.
Yeah, nice.
I'm working on it.
Nice effort.
I'm working on it.
Does anyone know how many Olympic gold medals Simone Biles has won?
Okay, I'm going to go 5
Gold.
or 10.
Gold, 4. She's
4.
only won 4 Olympic gold medals.
Okay,
I think
don't-
she has 7 total.
I
with
don't
a
like
silver
that
and
question.
bronze.
Why don't you like that question?
Because how are we supposed to know this unless we're following the Olympics? I mean,
Why is it that this is such a weird way of thinking when it comes to trivia? Like, you're always like, how are we supposed to know that? That's the fun of trivia.
I don't think
you're not supposed to know everything. Otherwise, why would we play trivia?
And she's a very well-known gymnast.
She's an iconic
yeah.
gymnast. Yeah.
I think you just don't. I mean, I don't know. Like, how could you have a shot? You know what I mean? Like Ken Jennings, you got to have a shot.
It's 4. It's not like
Not everything
some
has to be an
crazy
educated
number.
guess.
Okay. Well, you
You're
know what?
just
You guys
upset.
are on Sarah's side. I think she should basically
I'm just on the side of
ground her.
trivia, the integrity of trivia.
Integrity.
Yeah.
Does anyone know the flower Saint Germain liqueur is made from?
Petunia.
Elder?
Yes.
Elderflower.
Okay, Vicky, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the question meant.
Yeah. I don't even know what that liqueur
You've
is.
probably had Saint Germain before. Probably.
Have we? All right.
And then one
That's not
that
an indie rock band.
one that Leah got to, but you didn't. Spinach is high in which mineral?
What?
Spinach is high in which mineral?
I'm gonna go with protein.
That's
What?
That's a great mineral.
Mineral D.
No, I got to have me spinach to get me iron.
Iron.
Yeah.
That too.
That too. Well, congratulations on tying.
Yeah.
Leah.
Congratulations on your tie.
You guys like spinach?
I love spinach.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is wondering.
Steve's got this look on his face, like you know, he's like 3 years old.
Well,
I
some
love
people
it.
are just kind of polarized.
I mean, I wouldn't say I love it. I would say I eat it because it's healthy.
Do you like it like a salad, not cooked, or do you like it cooked?
No, I mean it's got to be in the it's got to be in a salad because once you cook it, there's like nothing to eat, and you just wasted
that's
so
why
much
you gotta-
time cooking it.
That's why you got to get a lot of spinach, man.
Have you never had cream spinach?
No.
So good.
Ooh, delicious.
Yeah, is it sag paneer? I believe that is the spinach
I don't
curry
know.
that
Did
they
you
make
say
in
that
Indian
word?
restaurants.
Chana sag has spinach in it. I know
Okay,
that.
there's that then. Well, I guess
That's
sag,
about all,
maybe
'cause my wife
sag.
gets that one.
Well, sag means spinach probably in Sanskrit, I bet.
Yeah.
So you're making the spinach unhealthy. Okay, I can get behind this.
Yeah,
then.
of course. It's like Brussels sprouts when you put.
Spinach is not around healthy. There's still iron in it. Just a lot of butter as well.
Yeah, it balances each other out.
Sure it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, spinach is tasty. And either way, salad or cooked, I'll take it. Yeah. Jicama, though, I'm sick of jicama.
Have you ever had it, though?
Probably, and I don't know if I like it.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I really don't. I just know that if I've had it, it's been snuck into me. Like it's been thrown in a salad, and I didn't know what the heck it was, and it was fine. But it's just when I see
It's weird you're
pictures of
saying that
it.
because the way it's cut, it's very phallic in a sense. So when you're saying it was snuck into you, I'm like, what?
Oh, hello. I was going to say, I thought it's very phallic, BJ. You should like it. Like,
Oh, that
all
too.
right, well, okay,
Someone says, hey, there's a guy up on Highway 530 at Highland Crossing that's selling them lately with watermelon cucumbers.
Yum.
All right, yeah, you'll have to prepare it, Vicky. I'm not denying that it's a tasty thing, but it could just be since I've never had it. I don't know if I'll like it.
I'm already starting a grocery list.
All
Gonna
right.
go get some.
Okay, bring it in. We'll try it.
Yum.
Get all the sauce or whatever. Then make it, and I'll try it. And we'll see what's up. All right, thank you. All right. Hey, you know what time it is, don't you?
What's that?
Time for listeners on the loose. Yes, you get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. What do you want to talk about? We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take those at 9:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. Brought to you by Kia of Puyallup. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. It's that simple. What do you want to talk about? Call in, text in. Remember, Steve does have a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong ya. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text.
Someone said, you mentioned last week, I think it was, recently that Joe was at a wedding. Did he get any action? LOL.
Oh, right, Joe.
You were the best man, weren't
What's
you?
the best man they could find?
That's right. I was the best man, and I gave one hell of a speech, but it did not get me any action, unfortunately.
Oh.
At all.
I heard, though, that Joey showed me a picture of the outfit that he had on. He looked really, really good. Like the color scheme, the way the suit fit, it was like, man, this looked good on this kid.
If I was into 60-year-old women, I would have gotten some action.
Oh,
What do you mean? Were there some older ladies hitting on you?
I had multiple old women tell me that I looked like a magazine model. Which made me laugh because I was like, man, your standards are real low.
Or have they looked at a magazine lately?
Hell, you know.
Oh, wow. Cougars.
Cougar hunter right here, Joe.
Yeah, look at that. All right, Joe. I mean,
so were they like trying to flirt with you then?
Steve, I did kind of get that impression. I think one of them was single, and there were some beverages offered, and a lot of hand. When those like old women put their hand around your arm, almost like they're a bridesmaid type of a thing.
Oh yeah,
and then they kind of slowly rub your arm. Yeah, there was a little bit of that.
Dear Penthouse, I never thought it would happen to me.
Oh,
but you weren't feeling it.
No. Plus, I think the groom would have murdered me if I slept with his aunt or something.
Oh, that would be great. You have to do that. That's if you didn't. That's something you have to do.
When one of my buddies was trying to hook up with one of my aunts,
I remember
thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been mad at him.
Your aunt was actually a very attractive woman
Yes,
for her age. You know?
absolutely.
Sometimes you can be old and gray and ready to play.
No, that was not the scenario. And I had enough White Claw where I would have made bad decisions. So I'm glad I didn't, though.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Sorry.
Magazine model Joe.
Yeah.
GQ Joe.
Well, we know that, like, if Joe wanted to start an OnlyFans page, we know the old ladies would go for it.
That's right. But, oh, man, there was karaoke. We were singing karaoke, a lot of country songs. My best man speech involved me essentially not realizing it wasn't a roast and then just roasting the groom for about 5 minutes.
Oh, there you go.
As you should.
But, man, I was so charismatic. One of the ladies was
and humble.
And humble. Very humble, yeah. Well, no, everyone kept telling me that I was the life of the party.
This is Joey's basketball career.
I was so charismatic. And also, I was so handsome that everybody thought I was a magazine model.
It scares me to think of what really people were thinking.
Joe.
Yeah, because Joe has this imaginary
world. You're not
world
even humble bragging. You're just straight up bragging.
Yeah, total bragging.
This is what I was told, Steve. Look,
Yeah,
the reporter that was there is going to write up best wedding of the century. You know, you can read about it there.
Okay, I look forward to reading this.
I was told this by the voices in my head, so it has to be true.
I was so charismatic. In fact, I was the life of the party, you guys.
Yeah. The only problem was they wouldn't let me do my magic tricks.
Oh, you had magic tricks ready to go?
I wanted to do a great Joe Genie magic trick with that little pocket cloth you have in your suit pocket, you know?
Mm-hmm. Who said you couldn't do it?
I was denied because of time, they said. I got pulled off by the DJ because they had to start the karaoke.
If you were so charismatic, you would think the DJ would just let you talk for as long as you want.
I was upstaging him, Steve. That was the problem. He gave me the microphone, and then he was like, this guy over here. Huh?
I love that he got pulled off the stage. That's hysterical.
How long was this speech? I've never heard of a DJ pulling off someone mid-speech.
Yeah. Okay, well, so to give you a little frame of reference, there were 4 speeches. The other 3 were probably about 1 minute. I got to about minute 5 when I could tell that the DJ had enough.
Yeah, they probably told him, hey, let's keep these speeches short.
Yeah. And here's Joey getting ready to pull out magic tricks.
Wait, you're 5 minutes in, and at that point you thought, now's a good time to whip out a magic trick.
It was going to be awesome, Steve.
Joe, the only magic trick if you've gone 5 minutes is making yourself disappear.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, my crew, the poor guy, my buddy, his now bride is looking at me, and she's like, he asked you if you wanted the short or long version. Why did you not tell him the short version?
So there was a shorter version?
Yeah, so I essentially was doing stories that would lead into some good jokes. And I said I got either 3 of each or 1 of each.
Oh, my God.
And he said, read the room. And I went, well, the room's loving me, so I'm doing all of them.
At least you thought the room was loving you. We don't really know.
Well, the 60-year-old women were loving me, okay? So
the geriatric crowd
did
was
they have a video crew there?
Yeah, well, so obviously don't want to set people on phones. Yeah. So I'm waiting to get the actual iPhone, but they also had a photographer and some video going. So
I do want to see this.
I kind of want to see it. I want to see how what the perception you had and what the perception the audience had.
And we have to get permission to post it.
I was just fine to watch it for my own personal enjoyment. But you're right.
We got to throw it up and let the listeners and the texters decide if the great Joe Genie killed the room or died in the room.
Killed the room.
Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations, Joe. At least you're a magazine model for old people.
Hey, you know what? I'll take it.
And the most charismatic man at the wedding.
And the most humble.
That too.
206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Don't forget, when you call in, you get to talk to the great Joe Genie, who, as you know, is very charismatic.
And good luck being more charismatic than him.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. But, well, you know what? You take it.
Impossible, some would say.
Oh, my God.
More like one would say.
What have I done?
Where is this confidence when we go out, Joe?
I know. This is a whole new Joe.
Danny, did you not see the victory lap I did the last time the chick wanted to hang out with me?
There was a girl that sort of sent him into, but then Joe ran off and
But you
celebrated.
scared her off by having a victory lap.
Yeah.
Small steps, guys, okay? We're almost there.
Yeah, are we though?
All right, so Migs, I know you love getting Chipotle with Tatum. I like that. That's not what I'm known for.
It's funny what people remember. Like, hey, Steve, here's the highlight of your life.
He's not wrong.
Okay.
It is Tuesday, which is ballet day.
Oh, that's right.
And more often than not, after ballet, Tatum wants to get Chipotle, and they just brought up some great news.
What's that?
Said, hey, do you guys know they're doing a promotion that if you wear a hockey jersey to Chipotle today, it's buy one, get one.
Why?
Yes.
Why hockey now?
Why not?
Okay, I suppose that's...
Oh, yeah, there it is. It says it's tomorrow, which is today, wear a hockey jersey, get a free BOGO entree.
So it's a deal with the NHL. Okay, that makes sense that they're
They
in the...
said the NHL is not a sponsor of this offer.
Well, then how do they have the NHL logo up top? We get in trouble for doing stuff like that.
Because it's Chipotle. They can do what they want, man.
Okay,
I don't know, but
someone's going to sue somebody if the NHL gets a hold
If you
of
go
it.
there after 3 p.m. wearing a hockey jersey, you should be able to get one for free.
Yeah.
Buy one, get one. And this is the day. I'm putting a hockey jersey in my car.
Yeah, very odd. The person running this account must be a hockey fan, because otherwise, if you're in Carolina, Florida, Dallas, or Vegas, you care, right?
They do say that the Shield and the NHL are registered trademarks. They have to be in cahoots with them somehow. They also have Maddie Benier's favorite order at Chipotle.
Nice.
Okay, I don't know how they're doing this legally.
They probably are in connection with the NHL.
But they literally said the NHL's got nothing to do with it at the same time.
Well, maybe they just want to let you know they're not paying for these entrees. I don't know, BJ.
Hey, listen, we you know us. We sit through a lot of meetings and they tell us exactly what to do when it comes to this stuff. So I want to sit with Chipotle and see how they get around this.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they made it a point to say they're not a sponsor of this offer.
Yeah, I don't know either. And there's Maddie Beniers. Does Maddie know that they're doing this with him?
His face is on there.
And it looks like they announced back in 2021 a multi-year deal with Chipotle. So they are a sponsorship or have a partnership with them. I'm just guessing that the NHL aren't part of this promotion itself.
Okay, that's very confusing. But the bottom line is,
They're buddies.
Is Maddie getting any money?
He's getting Chipotle. To me, that's more than money, BJ.
I know that's what you want, but I think Maddie's business people are probably a little bit more savvy than you.
Maddie's scoring goals, eating bowls.
Scoring goals, eating bowls. What else do you need, Maddie Beniers?
Would you like to know what Maddie Benier's bowl is at Chipotle?
Why not? What does Maddie get when he goes to Chipotle?
He gets the chicken, BJ, the white rice, guacamole. See, he's making good NHL money. Fresh tomato salsa, roasted chili corn, salsa, lettuce, and a side of chips.
I feel like that's what a lot of us get, but good job, Maddie.
The chips, man, they are like crap.
Oh, yeah, Chipotle chips are great.
They're the most amazing chips.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there, sir.
And the guac, worth every penny.
And that's why Maddie Beniers is the man that he is, because he gets both.
Maddie and Tatum, all.
What you watch depends on what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you're craving comedies like Friends or South Park, and sometimes you're more into dramas like HBO's Succession and House of the Dragon. There's also cooking shows like Chopped and Beat Bobby Flay, and even movies like The Lord of the Rings and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Well, Max is the streaming destination that has the best of entertainment for whatever mood you're in anytime. And plans start at as little as $9.99 a month. Max, the one to watch. Subscription required. Visit Max.com. Nobody said adulting would be easy. Between work, family, chores, and activities, life can get real messy real fast. Good thing there's Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner. Simple Green tackles even the toughest cleanup jobs in every room of your house. Simple Green has been a trusted cleaning brand for nearly 50 years, and it's now available in both lemon and lavender scents. So you get a cleaner that not only works hard, but leaves your home smelling fresh. Even better, Simple Green All-Purpose Cleaner is US EPA Safer Choice certified for use around people, pets, and plants. Stronger, safer, fresher. That's the cleaning experience we all want, right? When life gets messy, Simple Green gets it clean. This stuff literally removes dirt, grease, and stains from any washable surface in your home. Visit simplegreen.com today to view their complete product lineup and discover where to buy in your area.
Enjoying Chipotle today.
What if you run into Maddie Beniers tonight after
If Maddie Beniers just ends up at the Puyallup Chipotle tonight?
Why not?
Man, I'll be fired up because I'll be wearing a Kraken jersey trying to get a freebie.
Oh, and he'll know. It's like, hey, look at Vin Diesel. Here you go.
Yeah,
I'm Maddie
big fan,
Beniers.
big
Nice to
fan,
meet you.
Maddie. I was thinking about buying your jersey, but I haven't impulsively purchased it yet.
By the way, I learned something. I gotta just I don't know if Vicky knows this. Somebody taught me this, and I forget who it was that taught me this. It's about Guardians of the Galaxy since we're talking about Vin Diesel. If we can switch gears, is it too late to spoil Guardians of the Galaxy? Can we talk about it, or is it too early?
I think the new rule is you have to wait until it's free on cable.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get back to you in 6 months. Well, anybody that knows the movies Guardians of the Galaxy, you know that Groot always says, "I am Groot."
Yes.
And, of course, there are people that seem to be able to understand him. And so
understand like in like a
they know what he's talking about.
Philosophical way. Oh, okay.
Oh, they actually know what he's talking about. Like you'll see Rocket Raccoon will go, "No, you idiot, we're not going to do that." Or, "Hey, how could you say that about the person?" But all he says is, "I am Groot."
I think Thor even said like, "Oh yeah, no, I took a course on his people's language when I went to school or something." So Thor understands him as well.
And so a part of the running theme of this movie is that one of the characters just could not understand what he was saying and was like, "You guys just making up that you know what he means." And I guess eventually if you become, pure of heart maybe or whatever, you understand what he says. And at the end of the movie, instead of saying, "I am Groot," spoiler alert, by the way, if you don't want to know, instead of saying, "I am Groot," he says, "I love you guys." And I thought, what the hell's with this? And it turns out, actually, he never said that. If you watch his mouth, he says, "I am Groot," but we, the audience, finally have developed enough love in our hearts that now we can understand him. And that was the point of that. I didn't know that. Somebody had to teach me that because I was so mad at that going, that was a stupid part of the movie. He says, "I am Groot" the whole time in the 3 shows. And then all of a sudden he speaks English.
I thought he just got like Rosetta Stone and learned how to speak English.
It's very possible that's what happened. But I guess that was an Easter egg that that completely went over my head.
Well, thanks for ruining it for me, man.
Oh, like you're going to see this and be awake for it.
I will see it. Cannot guarantee I will be awake for it.
There you go.
So I appreciate you giving me that before I fall asleep.
I just figured in case anybody else didn't want to be embarrassed like I was and didn't realize that's what that meant in the movie. I had no idea that's what that meant.
Were you really embarrassed by it?
Yeah. My friends looked at me like I was a moron. And I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" And then they go, "How did you not know what that meant?"
At that point, I would look at my friends and be like, "You're upset about me not understanding a scene from a movie, and I'm the moron." Okay.
Well, whatever is important to you in life that you don't want, nothing is important to you. Let's say Pearl Jam's 10, and you realize there was something about that album that you had no idea about that you should have known. And somebody revealed it to you.
I'd be like, "Cool, thanks for the info."
They would have said, "Steve, what kind of Pearl Jam fan are you? Everybody knows that." And you'd be like, I thought that was like day one when you listen to this.
That's when you snap. I like Nirvana better anyway.
Oh, there we go.
Just to piss off my friends.
That's it. All right, it is Listeners on the Loose. This is your opportunity to pick the topic and to guide this show. More of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 206-803-ROCK. We got them coming up at 9:34 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK. That's the number to call. That's the number to text. 206-803-ROCK.
I got a few text messages sent to me a link to an article. I didn't know this. And it's kind of, we talked about Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters. They just announced that Josh Freese is going to be the drummer for the Foo Fighters. I'd imagine it's a permanent thing, but he's definitely doing a tour with them. But it looks like, according to some stories, that Dave just admitted, or not admit, like as if it's like he was keeping a secret. He just confirmed that he's the one that played the drums on the new record, though. So this is the first time that Dave Grohl's playing drums with the Foo Fighters since back in 2005 when he decided to redo all the drums for the second record, The Color and the Shape. So I had a Dave Grohl vibe, but it's hard to tell in those couple songs that we heard, but that confirms it. So
I guess, that's one way, I guess, and it makes you wonder, does that mean Josh is just going to be the touring dude, or will they put him on future albums if there are? That's interesting.
I would imagine it was maybe one of those things where, we're writing these songs, screw it, I'll play the drums. I know Dave kind of knows how to play the drums pretty decently. So, and then, okay, now we got to figure out who's going to play drums with us when we tour, and we'll see what goes. I don't know. They never really said that this is officially, he's forever our drummer. You can't make that kind of proclamation. You never know how things are going to go.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. It's like, who else? Why not me?
I'm excited to hear it, because I love Dave Grohl's drumming, and I also love this drumming when he was doing the drums for the Foo Fighters. But obviously, Taylor's an incredible drummer too. It's not like anything negative about Taylor Hawkins. He just had his own style, and I've always been a big fan of what Dave does behind the kit.
Yeah, so. You have an ear for that, obviously, because you're a drummer. My brain, I don't know if I can tell the difference.
It's funny because I was watching that live practice with Josh Freese that they put up on that Veeps website, and I was just like, man, these songs sound slightly different with him on the drums as opposed to Taylor Hawkins. Like, he plays them really well. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's nothing bad. It's kind of like Matt Cameron from Pearl Jam. Like, he plays the Pearl Jam songs that were written before him differently than the old drummers. And sometimes you miss the original way more. And sometimes you're like, oh, I like that way better. Man. But, yeah, it's a, you know what? I was trying to think of, like, how to compare that for you. Maybe, like, because I know you love comic books.
Yes.
I'd imagine, like, you notice a different illustration style.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Even if they're all drawing Spider-Man.
Yes.
But they all do it a little bit different.
And really, yeah, inkers. Because there's guys that there's pencilers, and those are the artists, but then the inkers don't really get as much credit.
And they're the ones who like color in the lines?
No, they're the ones that put the ink on the penciled lines.
Oh, okay.
And do all the shading and everything. They don't do coloring, but they do shading. And no doubt about it, you're right, Steve. A different inker will make an artist look completely different.
Yeah.
So the same artist can do the same thing, and you have two different inkers do it. So, okay, I can definitely understand on that level.
That's kind of where I was like, how do you explain that to someone who doesn't really play music or doesn't play drums? Like, how there's like a massive difference in how a Pearl Jam song sounds with, you know, Dave Abruzzese behind the kid as opposed to Matt Cameron. And it's just like, it's subtle, but it's noticeable if you're a fan. No different than, like, I feel like if I looked at a Superman comic, I'm like, oh yeah, Superman. And you're like, no, dude, that's completely different than the original inker. And I'm like, all right.
That would be wild if you couldn't tell the difference on a comic book like I can't tell the difference on a drum. Because my brain goes, that is so obvious, and I bet in your brain you go, oh, I totally can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. That would be interesting if I showed you, because I remember there was artists for the Fantastic Four, and there was this guy, Joe Sinnott, who's no longer with us, loved, Joe Sinnott's inks were great, and whenever he didn't ink the Fantastic Four, I was like, oh God, I don't like the look of this at all.
Or like when they changed voices on Barney Rubble.
Oh,
like,
yes.
What the F's
Oh,
going
that
on
was
here?
horrible. Yeah, he went from hey Fred to ha ha ha. I was just like, no, dude, that's
what he sounded like.
Yeah, it was weird.
Was he doing something to Fred while he was talking?
Mel Blanc, I think, did the voice of Barney for a little bit, and he could not do the voice that we all knew. And then they changed the voice of Fred.
Yes,
and that was sucked too, man. Yeah, that was that. I was like, and you want to say, hey, you can't find even anybody out there that can do an impression of these guys at least?
Do we even notice that we're watching like all these stupid shows on YouTube that Tatum's into? Like, I think one's like Fizzy's Playhouse or something ridiculous, like a puppet. And there's been like a few videos where it sounds different, a different Fizzy. And I'm like, we have watched way too many of these episodes for my wife and I both to be like, is it a different person? Maybe they have a cold, or they just swap somebody else out in the family. That maybe like the actual person who does the Fizzy voice is like on vacation. Like, we got to crank out more videos. Screw it, grab Aunt Gladys. She'll do it. It's weird.
That is weird. I guess they can't find voice talent or don't want to pay because it takes you out of the game.
It's random. Well, it's taking me out of the game, and they don't even care about me being in the game. It's for Tatum.
I remember being a young kid, though. It took me out of the game watching the Flintstones.
Yeah.
When they changed the voice, I'm like, this sucks. I hate
she
this
hasn't
new guy.
noticed it, at least, thankfully.
All right. Well, there you go. I guess that's a cool thing.
It's a weird show, man.
Yeah, look at that show. Looks like you got to be high on that show. It's sock puppets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird, man.
And they just play with toys, and they have weird voices.
Okay.
And then sound effects stuff, and she's obsessed with it.
Is that a YouTube show?
Yeah.
Of course.
How many subscribers do they have?
Probably.
I bet
millions.
You think 10 million?
At least.
3.5 million.
Okay, still good.
Oh, still great.
Fizzy's Playhouse. Jeez. And so it's not even it's a whole new world, man.
Wait, you learn how to play and you play to learn, man.
That's how it is.
Fizzy's Playhouse.
God, please. I don't want to be a grandparent. I don't want to have to go through this.
You're going to have to. Yeah, that's the funny part. Like, you're going to be right in this world, too.
You'll
be watching Paw Patrol on YouTube,
God, I don't want to do
toys.
that.
Yep.
I really don't.
The Engineering Family. All this crap.
I'm really not. Sarah, looking forward to it. Yeah. 206-803-ROCK. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show.
So I said, hey, same thing with Homer Simpson. He had a different voice when it first was on air. Same with Bart as well.
Whoa. I thought Nancy Cartwright always did it. She told me, I just read an article where Nancy said she did it right from the beginning when it was on the Tracy Ullman show. Maybe she sounded different.
Maybe a different style. So she didn't really tell you personally.
No, I guess she didn't. But
I like how you try to
spin
spin that. Like, Nancy told me.
Yeah, she did.
Huh.
She told me. Well, she said it in an article.
Maybe she just did it differently.
Yeah. Which is so hard to believe. But the drawing was different, too. If you guys remember.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It was, Matt Groening's art was completely different. And
the focus was more on Bart than it was on Homer.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, Bart was the star.
Yeah, I remember that was the problem with letting my kids watch The Simpsons. That was, for parents of my generation, Bart Simpson was an outrageous character, and a lot of parents said you can't watch that show
my
because
shorts,
of him.
man.
Yeah, and I remember the big fights and conversations I had with my wife, and I'm like, look, The Simpsons is a well-done show. I'd rather have my kid watch that than some stupid Fizzy's Playhouse.
Oh, we had a good question about that guy that spent $21,000 on the Taylor Swift tickets.
Oh, Anthony from Boston. Yeah. Anthony!
So they said, if you had $21,000 to spend on one thing, what would it be? I would totally remodel my kitchen to help with my wife's baking business because her cupcakes are out of this world. Well, she needs to prove that to us, of course, but...
Well, that's a nice thing. See, now we can't pick anything for ourselves at this point. He's doing it for his wife.
Well, how do you go wrong there? We can do whatever we want. $21,000. I know exactly what I would put on it. Well, I don't even know if I can afford it for $21,000. I think I need to spend more.
Okay, what do we got?
In-ground miniature pool in our backyard.
Ooh, $21,000. In-ground probably can't do it for $21,000.
Yeah, I don't think
Maybe
so.
above ground you
But it's not a big pool.
Still above ground.
Miniature pool.
When you start digging and having a cement and all that, I don't know.
Ted Smith was giving me a hard time because I thought I could just go buy one of those like big-ass hot tubs that you get at like the fair.
Yeah.
Like the ones that are like, that's the size I'd want for like a miniature pool. We don't have a big backyard, but just enough to like, not really to swim laps, but just to kind of like sit in it.
All right.
Dig a giant hole in our ground.
Oh, Jesus.
And just dump the hot tub in there.
My dad had a friend like you.
Why can't that work?
He flooded out the neighborhood. My dad bought an above ground pool from Apex Pools. He paid money for it. His friend comes over with a slide rule. This idiot comes over with a slide rule. His name was probably Steve Migs. He goes, Joe, you're an idiot. You paid all this money. I can build this myself. He flooded his neighborhood because he built it and put thousands of gallons, whatever. How many gallons you put in this? It was it was 24 feet.
But I'm just dumping a hot tub in a hole in the ground.
Yeah, you're going to destroy, because when it doesn't work and it leaks out and floods everywhere, I mean, it's got to go somewhere when it don't work.
Yeah.
This guy,
I'm not doing it clearly, but I was like, why can't I?
It was the best moment of my life, dude. I got in so much trouble because my dad was like, you have to shut up, stop laughing as the water is going. He's like people's houses and everything. Yep. This half a moron thought he could do it on his own in an above ground pool. And it fell up. I mean, dude, the noise, the walls came crumbling down. It was the highlight of my young life because I knew I was smarter than this guy. I kept saying, and he was like, shut up, you little brat. That's all he kept calling me.
I love that he had a tape measure. Like, he knew what he was doing.
Oh, and I'm like, there's no way, buddy. I kept saying to him, I go, I watched like they had like 10 guys install this. I go, they do all the things. I go, you can't do this by yourself. And he goes, Joe and I can do this. And my father thought, oh, yeah, we could do it. I'm like, you guys are both morons. But my dad, I think, knew it was like, it's not my house. I'll do anything you want over your house. What do I care?
If Ted said this is completely doable, we should try, I probably would consider it.
Oh, see, Ted should.
The way he reacted when I said it, like as if I was insane, I was like, okay, maybe this is not as good of an idea as I thought.
Does your wife know about this plan?
Well, no, because I'm not doing it now.
Yeah,
but no, she likes the idea of having a miniature pool in our backyard.
Oh, yes, but once she sees you, Ted, coming over with a shovel. Taking up the backyard, that's what she's putting the brakes on the whole plan. Because that's what the wife of my father's friend should have done. Put the brakes on the whole plan.
At least build a little deck around the in-ground, because that way when something goes wrong, they can access the panel on the side, LOL. Yeah, we can make like a little trap door or something.
Okay, don't let the listeners empower you to think that with that suggestion you could do this. You can't do this.
All right, $21,000. What are you spending it on?
What am I spending? $21,000.
One thing.
One thing, probably, I would say a great vacation.
Oh.
I'll go on a vacation.
Where?
Ooh, Bali.
Oh, would you get one of those little things in the water?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
I think that would probably cost me 21 G's to go fly to Bali and stay in one of those huts that are on the water like that where you can see the bottom.
Fun fact, they're slightly more inexpensive than a hotel at Disneyland.
Yeah, just slightly. I know. I mean, if you're thinking about for me, okay, if I have to do something for other people, maybe I'd help somebody start a business, because $21,000 could help somebody start a business.
Steve, my neighbor, had his hot tub recessed into the ground. It was awesome. He also bought an above ground pool, but put it underground and built a deck around it, and it was all under $20,000.
He bought an above ground pool and put it underground?
We put the above ground pool on a deck around it, so it kind of put it, I guess, a little bit underground.
Oh, yeah. No, I know what that is. I had one of those. You have a deck around the...
Yeah.
You basically...
But it looks like you put some of it underground.
All right. I had something like that. Mine was totally above ground, but because the deck was on the second level, the pool rose up to the second level of the house, and we built a deck around it. Well, I shouldn't say we did. Somebody did. And also that person that texted, again, people did that for him. I don't know if he did that.
That's fair. All right, Danny, $21,000.
What are you going to do, Danny?
I'm doing the same thing BJ's doing, going on vacation. However, I am going to Disneyland and just spending all the money there.
And just going full, I'm going to spend every dollar of this $21,000.
100%.
So it's like, what, one day at Disneyland?
Probably.
Whoa.
Day, yeah.
Why be a little adventurous? Why wouldn't you go to another Disney park, maybe somewhere else like Tokyo, or don't they have them all over the place?
It's only $21,000, BJ. We can only go to Southern California.
You don't want the plane tickets to eat into the cost of all the stuff you want to spend.
For 21 G's, you can't go to any Disney property?
I'm sure you probably could. I'm just saying that for me, I love Disneyland as much as it is. And then I would want to stay in the Grand Californian Hotel.
Right.
I would want to buy every food that I saw there, period, plus every souvenir. And then I'd probably have to go into debt on top of the $21,000.
I like how I don't like what Danny wants to do with his own money.
Yeah, right?
Right? You're poo-pooing. I want an in-ground pool.
Yeah, that's not
He wants Disney, and you're like, no, not
No,
fair.
the in-ground pool is fine. I just poo-pooed you doing it with Ted. I think an in-ground pool is fine if you get a professional doing it.
Very fair. Very fair.
Yeah. So, how about you, Victorious?
I am buying a new car.
A new car.
What kind of car?
I want a Honda CRV because it's big enough to where I can put all my craft stuff, or if I have the little brother with me, I'll have his crap. But also, I need a more reliable car.
How sad is that? That's probably just going to be a down payment for you. It's a nice down payment.
Yes.
But, you can't get a new car these days because of the chip shortage.
I'm scared to buy a brand new car like a 2023.
Why?
Because I would be driving like a grandmother, 20 miles under the speed limit, wouldn't want a scratch on that. If something comes with a scratch on it already, then it the pressure's off.
Honda CRVs, they started around $29,000. So you could get a new one and you just have a really small car payment.
That would be pretty cool.
They started 29?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well,
granted, you don't get an engine with that or
No.
a windshield.
Yeah,
so
but
you got
seatbelts.
sunglasses and just go downhill. But other than that,
It's totally doable.
Well, I read that they're really not making the cheaper cars because of the chip shortage. But if you're going to go use, it doesn't matter. You'd probably be able to find something.
Like something maybe tops 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, all right.
That way, maybe it has a scratch or two on it, so I don't have to worry about putting in the first scratch.
It's kind of like brand new pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
You don't want to put that first scuff on it. But once you do, then all bets are off.
Exactly.
But Vicky doesn't even want to try it. It's so bizarre. If
I was rich and didn't have to worry like Bill Gates rich, definitely brand new car, but it wouldn't be a Ferrari or anything. It'd still be the Honda CRV or a Subaru or something.
So, for some reason, if you're Bill Gates rich, you don't mind scratching the brand new car?
No, because then I can go get it fixed easy, but I don't want a fancy car.
If I was Bill Gates rich, I would be very irresponsible. I'd just buy a car and smash it in front of the salesperson and be like, I like a different one.
Yeah.
Like, well, you got to pay for this one.
See,
That's
this is
no
why,
problem.
This is why the gods will never award you anything.
No.
You are not the person they go, we can't give him any
I dreamt
riches.
last night I won the lottery.
And?
It was awesome.
Okay,
Then I woke up. But I woke up and thinking, I need to play the lottery. That was a sign.
Did you go buy a ticket yet?
No.
Okay.
I had to come to work, Danny.
Well, you never know. You might
Responsibilities.
stop on
What's
the
the
way.
Powerball Mega whatever? What's it at? Do you even know?
No idea.
It's probably like $15 because somebody just won.
I won $47 million.
Did you?
Yes.
Is that what you took home with you, or you had to take a?
There wasn't that much thought. It was a dream.
All right. So you won $47 million. Congratulations to your dream self.
Oh, it's at $190 million right now.
All right.
Let me know when it's $47 million because that's a sign.
Well, maybe that's the take home. If we do the math, maybe that's what it would.
No, it's $97 million.
Oh, if you take it home?
Yeah.
With the one lump payment? All right.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal. All right.
I mean, you just hand over $100 million of it to be like, oh, I guess I won't take that. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Well,
The man.
sorry, buddy.
The man's holding us back from our lotto
Sure.
winnings.
Yeah, I'll show you, buddy. I want that $100 million, so I'll take $10 a week. 13 people were arrested, and all because of a Hyundai. I'll tell you all about it at 9:50. Or make that actually 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
Wow, this story here is insane. As 4 kids in Maryland were caught driving around in 2 different stolen cars last week. They were teenagers, and 2 adults were with them, 18 years old, 21-year-old. So, and they had just stolen stuff from a nearby store. So the adults get thrown in jail, kids charged as juvies, 6 arrests. But how about this? The kids had to get picked up in a jail by a guardian. The guardian shows up in a car that was stolen.
Awesome.
So 3 women in that one, plus dudes driving. Cops thought it might be hot because the back window was smashed. So, so all 3 women get dropped off. They get arrested. 13 people in total got arrested. 7 juveniles, 6 adults. All of the stolen cars were Hyundais. And how about this? They're all being stolen right now, these Hyundais, thanks to some dumb social media thing about how easy it is to steal a Hyundai. That's why this was all happening.
Dude, I was just at a Target and looked over and the lady had one of the clubs on her car. I'm like, why do you have a club on this? It was a Hyundai. Now it makes sense.
Wow, I didn't know they were that easy to steal. I have a Hyundai.
Well, you did.
Damn it. Ryan Castle, he's up next with a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
My name is Erica Olivares. I feel really honored to be a Pima Medical student. Pima Medical to me is not just a school, it's a family, it's a forever connection. I definitely doubted myself, but I've gained a lot of confidence here. I feel like we are the best of the best.
Learn hands-on medical skills and life skills to start your healthcare career with confidence.
You can do this too. Start now at pmi.edu.